A screaming pelican is when you dip your dick in the sand, then you do her in the butt right there on the beach. That's a screaming pelican.
We're in first place in the frickin' Idiot League.
The Idiots Talk Sports Show. Sports talk. Funny and uncensored.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show known in all the world, in all the land, as the Idiots Talk Sports, also known as Tits. I am Chance Del Fuego. With me is Mr. Drunk Tim, and of course, special guest, Big Paul. And of course, we've got our producer, Mr. Kenneth. Sorry. He's hiding.
I'm producing.
He's producing. But you are listening to and now watching live the show known as Tits. We want to welcome our Facebook Live audience. We want to welcome our listeners back for our 31st episode, our special Super Bowl edition episode today. And we are Tits, brought to you in part by Whiskey Dicks. Whiskey Dicks, your men's health solution. All right, so we've got a lot in store today. Obviously, we've got the Super Bowl we're going to talk about today. We're going to break that down. We're going to try to sound intelligent. We're going to even have the great Nostradamus with us yet again today. All right. His predictions have been on point. What else would you expect? But Nostradamus will be here today. He will pick the winner of the Super Bowl. I'm not saying he might. I'm saying he will pick the winner of the Super Bowl today. So you need to be tuned in. You need to listen. And if you've got money on the line, or if you're waiting to put money on the line, wait for Nostradamus. He'll tell you where to put all of your money.
And we're giving it to them like early on, so that way they have enough time to go from listening and watching the rest of the show to going to their bookies or, their drug dealers or whoever.
Whoever it is. Some drug dealers will do a little bit of booking on the side or vice versa. You got to, you got to diversify your portfolio.
Well, it's like, you owe me $700 for the, for the crack that I sold you and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we can do double or nothing if you win the Super Bowl.
Sometimes when crack stock is up, some of the other things go down. It's just like anything else. So, and 2019 crack might go down. It might be a bear market. Right. Is that a bear market in crack? Am I really trying to talk stocks right now? And crack, this is great.
Well, they say that the owner of the Bunny Ranch. I don't know if you ever saw that show or whatever on HBO or whatever.
Yeah. But, he passed away.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, homeboy passed away.
He was an interesting fella.
Well, yeah, he was. He was running a couple of whorehouses.
But, I'll have to look that up and stuff. I'm intrigued. But he had said that he's like, whenever the stock market is down, whenever the economy is down, there's two things that go up. Prostitution and alcohol and liquor sales.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Well, so there's a market. You're making jokes, but there's a market.
There's a market.
Yeah.
There's a real.
They're like, go down economy.
Invest in the Bunny Ranch. One of them shut down. I remember we talked about that. One of them shut down. I think the main one, though, is still open. I don't know who took that over, but it's still open, I believe.
Yeah, it was not in
case you ever head out that way.
It wasn't in Vegas. It was in like a small like in the woods, in the sticks.
In
like,
Nevada somewhere.
Like dirt roads or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
All right,
that is a thing.
That's our advice. Crack is up. Invest. Anyway, so we got a lot of great things to talk about. We are going to have, if you've been listening, each week we have a dwarf update. We're also going to have a Drunk Tim Tinder update. So if you've been following along, fantastic. If not, well, welcome. And what we have done, just to explain, is we've created a Tinder account for Drunk Tim. to get him laid. His New Year's resolution for 2019 is to get laid. It's as simple as that.
A noble.
It's as simple as that.
A worthy cause.
Some people try to get out of debt. Some people try to lose a little weight. Nah, screw that. We're getting them laid.
Right.
That's
Getting the dick wet.
that's.
I feel like it's become yours as well to get him laid. You
Right.
know?
Oh, not just me.
Ours.
It's ours. It really is a community. You know, it takes a
It takes
village.
a village to
It
get.
takes a village to get Drunk Tim's dick wet. Well, and like fucking Jose's always trying to. Another guy I work with, Bud, he's always trying to.
Yes.
And of course, obviously, that's not even his real name. So you'll like that, Big Paul. Like,
What?
His
No, you
name's
di-
Bud.
yeah,
But it's not his real name.
Yeah, Bud is not his real name.
I didn't.
You didn't get my message from earlier, but
Well,
that's
when
a
I
that's
met
an
him,
after.
Maybe
When I
after
met him, I
show
figured his real name wasn't
Right.
Bud. I figured it was one of those like, hey, Tiny. But like, no. But he justifies the name Bud. His
probably
eyes
like-
always look like, hey, man. Like, yeah.
It's probably like something like way old, like only old people, you like Elmer or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that. Like, I was named after my great great grandfather, so fuck Elmer. Like, I mean, no offense. Or, whatever direction, his great great grandfather's in. But, like, I'm not doing Elmer.
Right.
Like, yeah, I smoke
Okay.
a lot of Bud, so, hey, I'm Bud.
Okay, I'm confused as hell.
Yeah, I can see.
Who the hell is Bud?
He is a co-worker of Drunk Tim.
Okay, and his name is not Bud.
No.
No.
But you didn't come up with a creative alias.
No, 'cause, I mean, I don't. What a co-worker guy.
He's
Yes, that's yeah. Let's go. I don't know what is he. What's he about? Tell us something about him. We'll figure one out. We'll help.
Well,
he seems to be about Bud. It's not his real name. We
Well,
can
I mean,
go with that.
Does he say Bud a lot or something?
no.
You'll
he-
never remember if it's just arbitrary.
Well, I mean, I know things about him that I don't know, like if he'd end up kicking my ass about.
Yeah,
calling
let's
him.
pour it out live right now. Let's just spill all of his secrets.
No, just like what's the first thing you think about when you see this guy?
This the thing that I don't know if I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Oh,
about.
okay, well,
Let's
don't do
not,
that.
Let's not spill that. I
Second-
think
the
we're
second
safe
thing.
with Bud. I think we're safe with keeping him as Bud.
Okay, well, he's Bud.
Yeah, he's Bud.
he is totally Bud, but he's really nice. He's
Like for example, Plan E girl.
Yes.
That name says it all.
Yeah, she is Plan A.
Okay,
We
so
know
he's
what-
like the. Okay, they have those, and this is one of the things he talked about with me this morning after I got off of work about going to this place to get the express personnel. What do you call those places? The
Temp service, like
temp
yeah,
services,
temp for
yeah.
hire service.
So
yeah.
him, he's always talking to me about confidence and all this shit to like help me with chicks and get me laid. So he's like the temp service for my dick.
Okay, no, I got it.
You mean
No,
like
I got
a
it.
dating coach? Yeah.
A dating coach.
I've got an alias for him then.
He's your hitch.
So he's always giving you a pep talk?
Hitch.
Yeah, and
So
advice
his name
and-
is Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins for my dick.
Wow. Although Bud is really, I mean, we can go with Tony Robbins,
Okay.
but Bud is like too chill to be Tony Robbins. Like Tony Robbins,
Oh.
I feel like it's like, high energy. Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay.
on Deadpool
Yeah.
2, he's
Jump
like,
through a wall.
confidence isn't something you have, it's something you achieve, or,
Oh man.
fuck off, Robbins.
So we will have that. We'll have a Drunk Tim Tinder update, and we'll actually talk sports at some point today. We've got all sorts of different things going on, but Drunk Tim, I need to hear about a strawberry update from your work. Let's hear it.
Oh, man.
Caught him with this mouthful.
Well, of course, I work overnight.
Yes.
Like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. usually.
Yeah.
So last night, this morning, was crazy busy, and it was like kind of like steady and stuff. But we only had 4 servers for a Saturday night, which usually we have like 6, or sometimes like one time or 2, like we'll have 7, which is way too many, because I want to make some money. Anyways, we only had 4, and Bar Rush came in
Yes.
like extra early, 1:20
Yeah.
I was like, man, you guys like didn't even wait for Bart last call.
They were hungry.
They were already way too far gone. So anyways, I'm sitting there at the register, or standing there at the register, checking one of the customers out. I guess it's buddies with the guy. And I get a fucking strawberry thrown at me. And it hits me like kind of close to the face.
Now, do we know why the strawberry was thrown at you?
I think he was just trying to be like high school childish, like it's fucking like cafeteria, like a food fight. But I think he was,
Animal House style.
yeah, I think he was throwing it at the guy that's I guess his buddy that's up at the register
He cue-balled
checking
you.
out.
He cue-balled you.
What cue-balled me? What is that?
Like the crazy chick.
Yeah.
You were accidental?
Only yours was a strawberry.
Yeah, exactly. I
Okay.
got you. Yeah.
Yours was a strawberry.
But like it pissed me off because like I'm like working hard. I'm gone like 2 days without sleep. I'm fucking exhausted. And I was like, who just threw that strawberry at me? And the guy was like, me? I was like, stop it!
That brings to mind two things. If you're kind of done with your story, before I forget, that reminds me of the time a steak was thrown at you.
Damn it.
Also, thinking about the cue ball thing reminds
Yes.
me. I wasn't here last week, and I want to talk about the crazy. I listened to the show
Yes.
because I'm not just a special guest. I am a fan,
That's right.
but I absolutely want to talk about what you discussed last week
Yeah.
at the bar.
She's still allowed in.
Yeah. But I don't know in which order you want to do that. As long as you're done with your strawberry update. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
The steak thing is a hilarious story from that time. By the way,
Yes.
he used to work at the same place you work at where
Yes.
that happened.
Yes.
So
Well, not
that's
the same
interesting.
building,
Not
but
the
the
same
same
building, but the
company.
same company.
Same company.
Which is interesting.
Different location.
Yeah. You want to tell that story?
I'll just make it extremely quick. I'm back on the line helping the cook, and we send out a steak. Well, the person gets really pissed. Apparently, it was undercooked to their liking.
And this was overnight too, because that's generally the shift that you manage.
Oh, yeah.
is overnight.
And they're like, this steak is undercooked. They come up with the steak in their hand.
It was a girl. It was a young
Yeah,
girl,
this
wasn't it?
steak's undercooked, you dick, and threw it, and it hit me in the fucking chest. Just hit me in the chest.
how many
It was a
ounces?
T-bone. It was a T-bone steak.
So it's got a little weight to it because of the bone.
How old
Yeah.
was the girl? If I recall, she was underage.
She was a teenager.
Yeah.
And
Shit, the gall, and that was back then.
so there's
in, like, what,
something about this place where people are, they feel entitled to throw food, apparently. I don't know.
I guess so. Like,
T-bone on
well,
the
but at
chest.
least her, because I referred to that guy doing that as like fucking high school and shit, and like food fight in the cafeteria.
That's more playful. This girl was pissed.
yeah.
Now I want to
But she
transition.
was actually in high school age or around that.
Right.
This guy was like 32, 33, 35, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You'd think that they would.
Grow the fuck up by then.
But I am so eager to ask you about an update from what you guys I think call crazy bitch. I want to call her attempted murder
Attempted murder
Yes.
bitch.
Yeah.
because I think that
DOC.
that puts a point on how I feel about it. About the whole thing. That she should be called attempted murder
She
as far
should
as
be
I'm
in
concerned.
fucking prison.
Attempt of murder, yeah.
Or she should be on trial
She's,
or something.
I mean, as far as an update, I mean, I don't know, except the main thing is she's still allowed to come in, even after, like, hurling the pool ball.
Did you
and
see
hitting him
her?
in the
Was
back
she
of the
there
head.
last night?
She was definitely there last night.
I agreed with something Tim said on last week's episode.
What's
That's
that?
odd.
Which, yeah, no, I found myself. I was like,
Like, what am I drinking right now?
I actually said out loud when Tim said this. I was like, yes, completely, I agree. And then I was like, well, wait a minute.
Hang on. Is Bill Cosby around? Did I just get roofied?
Tim said, if I had been there, I would have been talking to the bartender like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, because it was the same bartender, right?
Yes, yeah. When she first came back that first night, well, that I know of, that first night that she came back, it was the same bartender.
But
because Preggers has been out, she's had her baby, so she's having to been working more shifts.
That's
now.
right.
Wait,
I haven't seen
quick
her
summary,
in a
if anybody has not heard. So, but it was a girl. So people have been
Preggers.
there at different times. But
Yes.
In summary, a crazy woman went to the bar, jealous, tried to hit somebody with a pool stick.
Tried to hit Jose with the pool stick, missed
Failed.
because the ceiling was in the way.
She's an
Grabbed
idiot.
grabbed a billiard ball.
Yes,
Chunked it very hard.
as hard as she could.
Missed her intended target.
She's a big
hit
girl.
An innocent bystander in the back of the head. He dropped unconscious.
Yes,
By the way, easily
because it's a pool ball.
easily could have killed the man, which is why I call her attempted murder.
Yes.
And et cetera, et cetera. Follow up last week, your story was she returns to the bar to everybody's surprise because she should not be allowed. She should not be roaming the streets free, for one thing.
Yeah. Well, you say to everyone's surprise. We seemed surprised, but honestly, it just seemed like it was like, well, just another day here, because the bartender didn't
Right.
care. The other people that may have been there or witnessed it didn't care, and nothing's been said. And so it's just like, well, let's just move forward.
That's kind of how it was. Are you talking about like lately or that night that I was there?
Lately.
It was like that with the bartender and stuff until they finally got everybody out and
Yeah.
they locked us out. And like I had said on the show, I was like, they even locked me out. I'm the one like trying to help these fuckers.
Right. But even if they kicked out the wrong or right people,
Right.
there should be a sense of at least they should remember. Oh, by the way, this woman caused a fiasco in our bar.
On video.
But they don't care. And to a certain point, I'll say maybe part of the reason why is because the place is so happening, so hot. Like, there's almost a fight, like, almost every night, it seems like. Or
This was
there-
different than a fight.
I
though.
know, but if you don't, like, see it, if you only hear about it, maybe it's not as bad. Maybe.
Did this man, was he okay, by the way? What's the status on the guy that got
No,
hit?
I found out the next time I saw the twin that's married to him. I found out he was fine, but he had to spend. She was actually kind of complaining. Yeah, she had to be at the hospital for like 3 hours, and like they wanted to like keep him there. I'm like, I'm glad they did. He seemed like a nice guy. He could have died.
That poor guy. Nobody cares.
God.
Nobody cares that.
I feel bad for him, and
Even his buddy, was giving the chokehold. Like, could you not let your friend die?
Yeah, that is not in the concussion protocol to
No.
give a chokehold.
Come on, buddy.
Is he
Shake
concussed?
it off.
Oh, cut off breathing.
Yeah, like rub some dirt on it.
I mean, I didn't see the thing, but it's something you mentioned. You mentioned in last week's show. You're like, you weren't even there, but you knew, even not having seen the experience.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
You're like, this person does not belong here.
Right, and
You
yet
know,
it seems
she
like
doesn't belong in
of all the
society.
people there, I'm the one that cares the most that she's coming back in. But at the same time, I wasn't there, so it's like, why am I the one that cares the most that she's here? And then I don't even know if I feel like I even have a right to be like, she should not be here, and why am I the only one that?
But she's got crazy eyes, you said?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah. From the
She
get-go.
should be called Crazy Eyes then.
Oh,
Crazy Eyes
do you want to see a picture of her?
Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy Eyes is a great description. That's good. Although there's several, honestly. But
Attempted murder, crazy bitch, crazy eyes. They're all good.
as he's pulling up her picture, she was there last night. I'll go ahead and do a bar update.
Just real quick, I thought that was funny.
Hail Hydra.
That was from 4 years ago. Tom Brady and his coach.
Hail Hydra. The Patriots. Anyway,
I have to resend this. Sorry.
all right, bar update.
Little
Okay.
sport. We got a little sports in there. That's good.
Yeah, we did. Finally.
Thanks, Tim.
You're
so,
welcome.
all right.
Always here to help.
So, last week I went 4 nights in a row. I'm not proud of that, but I did. And so I was like going to make it a point not to do that this week. And I started off great. But then came Thursday. I went Thursday feeling like ass, went anyway. And it was a blah night. Friday night was a blah night. As a matter of fact, you would question if it was a Friday night in a bar. It was that slow. Last night, exact opposite. Place was packed. Go in. Just trying to find a seat, trying to get the thing on. We got Jose, we got everybody there. We got Crazy Eyes or Attempted Murder Bitch, whatever.
Crazy Eyes is there too?
Yeah, everybody's there. Saturday night.
Oh, I thought we were calling the same chick the same thing, it sounds like.
Crazy Bitch, Crazy Eyes, and Attempted Murder. She's got several aliases.
She's got several aliases. So, so go in. I don't know if you remember from a show or two ago, I talked about this blonde girl that had come in that I ended up rubbing her back. We started like this train, right?
The rub train.
The little rub train. Rub train. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so she was also there last night. I didn't notice her when I first got in. I went over. When I go in, and the place is packed, so I'm like searching out. Okay, familiarity. Where's Jose? You know, we're gonna have. I'm sure he's saving me a seat, and and then I'll get acclimated from there. So I sit. Place is packed, and we get a beer. Like, it's to a point where I just walk in, my name immediately gets put on karaoke. I don't even have to go tell the guy. He just, Chance just walked in, bam.
Does everybody go, Norm?
Oh, it's that close. It is that close. It really is. Chance! I'm like, oh, God, I'm coming here too many times. And then the bartender has already got the beer working. Like, already just knows. And I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. So,
like when we come here.
when you've done this for 31 weeks in a row now, you would think you would know our order, and they do. So, but we start having drinks. This blonde, I don't want to throw out her name, I guess. I don't even have an alias, but she notices me, and she's like, "Hey, Chance," and comes over and gives a hug. Well,
Yeah.
it turns out that she's.
That's
Oh my God, those are the craziest eyes.
I know, that's like, I was trying to find the craziest eyes.
Cat-like.
Yeah, and
knowing what
it's
you
funny,
know.
it's in a jungle, like a
Jaguar.
And knowing what I know about her,
yes.
I don't know if it adds to it or if
It does.
or if I would recognize it right away.
It adds to the mystique of the craziness. Well, all right.
It infuriates me. Like I'm like this person. Oh, I don't know why.
This person's allowed to be free.
That story touched me. I'm like, man, that
touched me.
that
what
person
if I was
want.
John?
I want.
Empathy.
Like I don't know that I could. I don't know that I could sit across from her, knowing what I know, or having heard what I heard.
Oh, yeah, it's tough. I try to at any time I can just separate from.
You've got to be on constant alert.
She makes it difficult though. She wants to be friends with. She wants to be friends with me and friends with Jose and friends but it's just like, no, you just stay over there. Just over there. Just if you're gonna continue to be allowed in here, you stay over there. Okay.
Does she even make a valid, or does she even make an attempt to be interesting or fun at all?
No, she just sounds like
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
And like before the incident,
That's how it is.
Like we went over there and sat not at one of the tables, but it's like a horseshoe bar there.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting up there where the mirror is and everything. And she goes, I start talking to this other woman that I did know, just being friendly and stuff. She goes, why don't you ask her how old she is? I'm like, what the fuck?
We're not exaggerating. That's how when she starts getting like that, that's how she talks. You're just like, oh my God, it gets worse,
Why would
she said
have made that even a plan Z?
Well, he's not. It's not
He
even a
doesn't have
plan
any
anymore.
standards anymore.
Well, there's no plan with her anymore. Like, she's out of the loop. Like, she's not even a plan anymore. So
That's a plan. That's a mistake.
yeah, that's a plan M.
I wonder how many of those he has. Like that are
There's not enough time in the day.
That's like Plan Z subsection 120 seconds.
But if we look, we've accessed his burner phone, and I can give you a. No, I'm just kidding. So back to the story.
It starts smoking.
Back to the story. The blonde chick notices I'm there, comes over, gives me a hug. She's like, "Hey, come here, meet my boyfriend." I'm like, "Oh, meet my boyfriend. What's this all about?"
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
So I awkwardly go over to meet the boyfriend.
Is he hot?
Well, no, but actually,
I mean,
no, no.
I mean,
but
I was
seriously.
barely a beer in, so I wouldn't have done him right then.
No, but seriously,
Maybe an appetizer and another beer, and
An appetizer. But no, seriously, was he better looking than her, or at least in her league?
no, it was about he's okay. He's I love judging dudes.
He likes where this conversation is going.
I really love it. Yes, let's talk about Mitch.
If you were in Tijuana,
Oh shit, I just gave his name, but
I don't think he's listening to
I'm
the
telling
show.
you missed an opportunity. It could be
Yeah.
hot girl's asshole. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
well, and that's what he turned out to be. But I awkwardly come over, and she's like, oh my god, boyfriend, Mitch, whatever. Hey, this is Chance. Chance, this is. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chance. How you doing?
I rubbed on your girlfriend
and
last
he,
week.
And he looks like
On your girlfriend last week.
right, and he looks totally unenthused to meet me. Just hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm trying to keep it like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, she even does this. Literally, she goes, this. She does it again, like, this is Chance.
Right.
And I'm like, oh God, have you like talked about me before, or what's
Right.
going on here? And I'm like, that's me,
She's
whatever.
probably like, hey, we're going to go to this bar. This dude here, I want to get the three of us going.
She's like,
I
I know,
want
I
you
know you
some
like to
deep
watch.
Well, if that's
Right.
the case,
I want
if
you
that's
on
the
this
case,
side, him on this side.
if that's the case, he did not look like he wanted to get in that game.
Right.
I'll just say that. He wanted to stay on the bench. Or he wanted me to be on the bench. I don't know.
Maybe he likes to watch.
Yeah, maybe that's what he said. He said, I'd really just prefer the two of you.
Yeah, I'd rather just sit in the corner in a fetal position if I could.
Eating popcorn.
I'm
Just give me some
full.
Doritos.
I've had a little extra Jaeger.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know why I made him like a chipmunk or a squirrel. So I try to get away. It's like, okay, I've just met your boyfriend and you're extremely flirty and handsy, so I feel like it would be my duty to now go back over to where the table, because they're sitting at the bar at that point. I'm like, oh, now it's time to just remove myself from the unenthused boyfriend and this very flirty girl.
Back
Right.
rub blondie.
Back rub blondie.
Nice.
I like that a
I
lot.
love it. So
Background blondie.
back rub blondie. So we go over, and when I say flirty, she's talking to other guys. She's doing all this. She's a very social butterfly. She's all over the place, and so he is really not enthused about that. And I guess she had told me that he was her boyfriend of 2 years or whatever, but. She even she keeps off and on coming over to our table and giving me a high five and wanting to give a hug and all that kind of stuff. And I'm
And
just
she,
like...
she had also told you that she was still married and stuff, right?
Well, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, she said no.
Wait, what?
No, not that she's married. She said that she's in the middle of a divorce, is what she had told me. Well, I mean, okay, I guess
Yeah,
that
she's
technically
still
means you're married, but you don't go up and go, "Hey, I'm married. How you doing?" You're like, but she's like, "I'm in the middle of a divorce,"
out
but
my
at the same
tan
time,
line
here's
on
a
my
guy
ring.
that's her boyfriend of 2 years. I don't know if the math adds up. I don't know.
I think that adds up perfectly. Now it makes a lot of
That's
sense.
why.
Right. Like, is this
On
a
to the next one.
is this a
Yeah.
2-year long divorce? Anyway. So she keeps coming back and forth on between like coming over and saying hey and being flirty and stuff. Well, the guy's enthused. Now she's trying to, and he looks just like totally doesn't want to be there the whole time. So now I see it from his perspective. Like, here's my girlfriend talking to all these guys, a couple of girls, and leaving me by myself constantly at the bar. I get it. I try to take a step back and look at it from somebody else's shoes. I would be a little bit annoyed and irritated myself.
Agreed.
If assuming I'm actually serious about this
Also-
person and been with them for 2 years.
But also, he lacks self-confidence.
Well, sure. And so
Which is draining fast
Yeah,
at this point.
but you've got loads,
very fast.
and you've got loads of it. And
Now, so
tortillas,
I do like a Matchbox 20 song. I do it well, even with this crappy voice right now. And
Which one you do?
3 a.m.
I knew you were gonna say that. It's 3
And,
a.m. I must be at Denny's.
I didn't sing that part. No, I may have said that at some point.
Every time I
It's
hear
hard
that
to
song,
remember.
that's
Things
all I
have
can
happened
think of.
since, but
Jaeger happens.
we're getting to that.
Jaeger, it happens.
So
Cue balls.
now, boyfriend's getting real irritated, to the point, and I didn't see this. I'm fast forwarding a little bit in time, but he gets to the point where they get into a heated discussion, and he throat grabs her
Oh,
in the bar,
okay.
kind of like this type of
Throat
deal.
or chin. Yeah,
Wow.
chin, jawline.
Like I said, I didn't see this, and I guess he also grabbed her by the arm or something like that. But a friend.
Had he been drinking a lot, or?
Yeah. They've been doing. Every time I saw him, he had like a shot glass of something. So
Okay.
I don't know
And
if he
in
was
this
sipping
bar,
it.
people are hardcore.
And he was
They
wearing a
don't go in there
T-shirt that
just have a
said "Whiskey
beer.
Helps." So I imagine, if I'm to guess, I would guess he was drinking some form of whiskey.
Okay.
Just to throw that out there. So he's done this. A guy has gone over just to check on them, like, hey, are you guys okay? Is this cool? It de-escalates a little bit, but they're still very, like, you can tell she's really there, really wanting to have fun, but now this guy, Wet Blanket, this is not going well.
Is Wet Blanket her boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
So Wet Blanket decides to go outside. And another guy that's been friends with us, there's Jose and there's this other guy. And he goes, did you see that? And I guess Jose had seen it too. He's like, what's that? That dude grabbed her by the throat. And I'm like, what was that? And they're like, yeah. And then he just went outside, and now she went outside. So the guy was like, do you want to follow me outside? And I'm like, let's go outside. So
He's a good guy. He's nice.
yeah.
You know what? We should finish that story later. Like, right? Because, like, no?
No.
Okay.
Let's finish it now.
No, I know.
We're not Maury.
No. No.
And the father is.
We will find out who the father is after this commercial break.
Okay, well, you can
After we've done like 4 other
I was
different
like,
stories.
Paul is just the king of the teas.
I was like, I love hooks. I'm like, oh man, you know what? People should stay tuned, and then they can find out how
Cliffhanger.
that story ends. Does Chance get into a fight? You know, does Chance get with
now
Wet
you're
Blanket?
Now you're
With Wet Blanket.
now you're making me think of like the old Adam West like Batman shit.
Cliffhanger.
Does Batman go and blah blah blah? Will Robin end up saving his ass? We'll find out next week.
Well, crazy bitch, throw another cue ball.
You're right. I'm obsessed with hooks, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let it go.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. So anyway, we got the Super Bowl today. And no, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, he's running with it, I guess.
All right. Do we want to finish?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Oh,
Always
man.
want to finish.
Always want
Whoa.
to finish. You don't want to pull out. Well, after I heard about the throat grab, I was now intrigued with the guy. I really wanted to do him. I'm just kidding.
He's playing for the other team now.
Well, you were looking for a wet blanket.
I was
you know?
like, yeah, hey, strong throat grab, huh? I'm into that. 50 Shades of Del Fuego.
I was just about to say some Christian Grey shit. 50 Shades of Del Fuego.
That's one of those where you're like, it's going to be a long night.
He'll get to you eventually.
For our audio listeners, I looked at my wiener. So,
It was talking to
But for you guys,
but for you guys, you got to see it.
yeah.
Anyway, we go outside. We pretend to talk. We're talking, but we pretend talk while those two are off
Keeping an eye
at
on
a
it.
distance talking.
Make
Okay.
sure she doesn't get murdered.
Making sure it doesn't get any more physical. We figure
So he doesn't like Ray Ricer or
we
some
figure
shit?
well we figure if he's willing to be physical in front of a crowd of people,
Yeah.
what
Probably
is
like
he
30
willing
people.
what is he willing to do outside with nobody watching? So
Yeah.
let's go outside. And even the guy tells me, he goes, I felt like I needed backup. I don't know that I could take that guy. I was like, oh, well, okay, cool. And it's
Well, I
funny.
think
He
you told me
literally
he's a
told me
good-sized
this. He
guy.
said, you look like the kind of guy that you're peaceful and you're not one to start anything or get into anything. He said, but you also look like the guy if shit hits the fan. You know, that kind of deal. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Normally I egg it on, but in this particular moment, I actually know the person and I know that this is a little weird, so I'm not egging that on, you know. It's like
I didn't know that about you until listening to this show.
What's that?
I didn't know. So
That whenever shit's going down, you're like, kick him in the face,
yeah,
punch him in the nostrils.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you egged it on. Like,
Yeah.
because you've mentioned that several times on the show. You're like, you drink and you like to be happy.
Oh, it's natural. It's not even a choice. It's just it just happens.
Not even a choice.
But you are looking for a show. You're
Yeah.
like, if you see a little fire happening, you're like,
Yeah.
dousing it with a little gasoline.
Absolutely. I'm either there to entertain or be entertained. Let's go. Somebody's entertaining right now.
He's sticking his fucking hot dog in the fire. Like,
Wait a minute. Is that figurative? Is that figurative, literal? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out because of the shit you just said a little bit ago. So.
Like, so
Are you not entertained?
it's very tense when we go outside. It de-escalates, obviously, because the two of us are there. And then he like grabs her. I'm just kidding. Actually, it's kind of an anticlimactic. He decides, hey, these two guys are out here. I'm just gonna break away and leave. So
gonna
he
end
gets
the
in his
night.
car and he leaves.
He didn't
And
ovary punch her or anything like that?
He didn't. As a matter of fact, he tried to.
she's still there.
She's still there. There was one point where he tries to, not a forceful, but he tries to lovingly, and she kind of backs off like, don't touch me again. You know, you could tell she was really affected by whatever the hell he did in the bar.
Yeah,
Shit. Was,
when-
wait a minute, did they come together? Like, was that her ride?
Yeah, he took off in her car.
Oh, so in her car?
He's from Texas, and I guess she lives just in the apartments right across.
All right, a-hole. I'm calling you a fucking Uber or a cab or something. Don't take off with the bitch's
He takes
car
off
with,
in her car.
That's dumb.
Not the bitch's car, but don't take
So
off
he goes
with this
full
woman's
Darth
car.
Vader on her.
He does.
And then
He goes
He
force
goes
grip,
Darth
yeah.
Vader.
Force grip. You will submit. Anyway, so
You will come to the
and
dark
then
side.
and then he goes Grand Theft Auto.
yes. Yeah, he thinks it's a live video game right now. He's playing.
He's got 4 stars. Yeah.
Luckily, there wasn't a helicopter there. So we all go back inside. She's a little bit distraught, of course. This other guy comes over and says, hey, let's go out. What you may or may not know about this bar is there's that front way and then there's the back way where there's like this putting green or whatever. It's an odd bar.
Why did I not see that?
It's in the
We'll
back.
take you sometime.
Yeah,
we'll give
next
you the
time,
damn
yeah.
tour.
He's been there.
I've been there.
No, but not out there.
I should have seen the putting green.
But people go out there to smoke weed. A lot.
Okay.
Any probably 90% of the time you see the people go out that back door.
That's what they're doing.
'Cause,
They're not going to putt-putt. They're
Okay.
going...
I've been
'Cause
at
what's his face? He was asking me for weed one time.
Yes.
I don't know if I can say his name, but like the one usual like black guy that's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we'll call him B.
Token.
Yeah, B.
We'll call him B.
Token.
B.
And
Or Token.
Token. That'll work.
There's one black guy.
Because
he's
and
the
then-
token black guy.
I love it. That's
and
two
he's
ways.
token.
And he's Token. That's
Well, no,
perfect.
see, he was asking me, he's like, "Hey man, you got some weed?"
I'm gonna
I
get
was
you guys
like-
covered on the aliases.
And I
Thank
was
you.
like, "Man,
Yes, that's perfect.
So I was like, man, I just smoked a little bit before I came over, and that's all I had left. So then like people started going out back, and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, go, and now's your chance.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen. It's funny that these. I don't know. It's surely not just an Oklahoma thing. There's so many bars that have that like, it's alcohol in front, weed in the back. You know,
Party in the front.
Yeah,
or in the
definitely
back.
this scenario
it's a
here.
mullet.
So this
This,
guy...
this bar is a mullet.
This guy invites her to go. This guy invites her to go out this back way, and she looks over to me and she's like, "Hey, come with me." Extends her hand, grab her hand. And she's pulling me, hand by hand to go out to the back.
Cut
So-
your chance in this guy.
And then there's video cameras and a live feed. You can look it up on. No, I'm just kidding. It's on Twitch. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
No, it was on. Chance was on Twitch after.
If you get tired of Bob Ross.
So, small story short, I partook with the two of them, and I don't do that.
Ah.
That's kind of a big moment for me, and
And for me, except that I wasn't fucking there.
because it's not like I'm staunch against it, but there's just something with me that's like it doesn't.
No interest.
I'm just not that interested. For the sake of the show, I don't really know how I'd go into my views on that.
Right.
But I partook, went in Rome with the two of them, and that happened.
Can you give a review of the
Yeah, as long as
Well,
you're there.
judging from my actions afterwards,
was it good stuff?
let's just say Chance went from this notch to this notch in the bar.
Meaning what?
Meaning things got crazy.
Or did it really go from here to here, depending on
No.
how you look at it?
No.
Okay.
No, I started putting on a show. There's, what do you say? There's grinding, there's Jello shots, there's Jaeger. There's,
And he was not like
I'm being
Bill
filmed
Clinton.
live. I'm being filmed by all these people sitting. There's the pool table and there's bar stools all the way around. I'm being filmed.
Was Backrub Blondie still hanging around the whole time?
Oh, she's right next to me. She's always
Nice.
close to me.
She'll be back just
Dancing,
do that.
all the stuff. Plus, there's these other people that come in. There's an African American lady that was also putting some moves on, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And anyway, they were trying to play pool, but not really. And I was doing like this cool slide my ass across the pool table move, and people were just like, "Whoa, that's smooth!" And it was really smooth. I'm like, I'm fat, but I'm light on my feet.
Like
You
Chris
know,
Farley.
yeah, I'm very Chris Farley-esque when it comes to that. So I was
Little bit of ballerina.
doing some moves, and there's like other songs playing, and I didn't care. It was my time to perform anyway. So I'm doing that, but then when it is my time, and I want to apologize in advance, but everybody was doing, like a friend of mine always does, Ain't That a Kick in the Head? And then there's other people that are doing Sinatra and Dean Martin and all these songs, right? So
said
finally,
Crooner Night.
I get it in my head. Well, damn it, I'm gonna do New York, New York tonight. That's why I'm apologizing in advance.
It's okay.
And I did it.
I'm sure it's okay. Well, I should
And I did
reserve.
it. I did it Paul-esque.
Okay.
Except for I didn't go around and be.
That's my go-to, by the way.
Yeah, I did a little bit. I did a little bit of, hey, how's everybody doing? How's your whiskey? How's your beverages?
Right.
But I didn't go up to individual people. I didn't go that extreme because I was just too gone.
You didn't go through
But-
the whole fucking
but
Yeah,
bar.
so for their record, that's my karaoke go-to is New York, New York, and I kind of do a lounge singer thing
Yes.
where I walk the bar and I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's it going?
Where
Hey,
you from?
Da, 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 like that.
Yes.
So I'm totally okay with, yeah.
So I did that.
Uh-huh.
I started it off straight and then went into full, scream. Not screamo, but
Yeah, that's also what I do. So
full,
not only
full
I'm doing,
hard rock New York style.
yeah. So not only am I doing like a lounge singer thing, but like I go from lounge singer to like at some point I enter into screaming. I'm yelling it.
Yes, and that's what I went into with,
Okay.
and I didn't have much voice left anyway. But now it's just gone. It's just it just sounds absolutely terrible.
You're a pretty good screamer, though.
Thanks.
You've done.
that's what I hear.
Chance and I, we've had security called on us because Chance is doing Limp Bizkit's version of
Oh,
Faith.
okay, thank you. I didn't know where we were going with this.
Yep. No, I was playing the guitar.
Have you seen Deliverance?
Deliverance. Actually, I haven't.
So I do that. I do a couple other songs. Long story short, I'm getting high fives from all over the bar. I'm being filmed. Lots
Can
of.
we link to those videos?
I don't know. I didn't know a lot of
Hashtag
them. I
Drunk
didn't.
Chance.
I didn't know. A lot of those people that were filming, I've never seen in that bar before. So I'm sure that they were really getting the experience of a lifetime. Like, wow, this place.
I gotta come back here. Hashtag Drunk High Chance.
Here's the disappointing part of the story. I did not get a number. I didn't get a link. I didn't get anything from this blonde chick.
No-
I didn't
no
ask.
Facebook.
I didn't ask for it. I just tabbed out and left. So that's kind of the declimaxer of the story.
Well, that's
Because
an-
I'll be honest, here's what's going on in my head. I don't know if I'm in ultimate friend zone or if there really is like, man, I'm really into that guy. You know what I'm saying?
And their relationship is over, and
Right. And then, dude, what's this girl all about? I don't know. She seems fun in a bar, but she keeps seeming to have these issues with guys and things. So I don't know. But
Well, see, like with biker
that
chick,
doesn't trouble me as much. I do worry. I wonder if I'm in friend zone or not. So, but that's me being not very intelligent about these types of things. So maybe I need Drunk Tim's online coach.
I was actually thinking that. Like, I wonder what he would say.
Right.
Well, and he's been to that bar too.
He'd be like, man, you don't even contact her ass, that bitch, and you just stick it in, and you just dicking on Sunday.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did you
with biker chick, you knew exactly what she wanted. It was, I guess, you would probably agree with me that she didn't just want to fuck. She wanted
Yeah, she was very clear.
chance and biker chick forever.
She was very
on
clear, and
trees.
I balked. So she was very clear on what she wanted.
What do you mean he goes to the bar? That was a joke.
No, he doesn't go there, but he's gone there.
You know the coach? How did I miss that?
No. It's an online guy. I don't know.
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, you do know him. You've been to the bar, and then you came up to my work and his
You're
work.
thinking we're talking about different. We got to be talking about different
Oh,
people right now.
gotcha.
No, because
Yeah.
he was passed out next
No,
to
you are
at
talking
my
about-
job at Denny's.
No, you are talking about two different.
You're talking about Bud,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's talking about.
the online guy from last week's show, that we've never met,
Oh, okay.
who's based out of New York.
Okay. Sorry, I got confused. He said he's been to the bar, and I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
get it.
Known as Alpha Male Strategies. He doesn't even give his
I
name
gotcha.
on the thing. Maybe there's something to that. You don't give your name, or you don't give other people's names.
Like, yeah, you just gotta fuck that bitch. And
Yeah, dicking on Sunday. So that's bar update.
that was good stuff.
Hope that didn't take too long. We haven't even gotten into sports yet. But that seems to be par for the course, to
Yeah.
be honest. So we are, in fact, Tits, brought to you in part by Whiskey Dicks, your men's health solution. Whiskey Dicks is growing to become the largest, most enormous buzzing sensation in men's health. The most popular men's health solution today is the Lazarus pill. How long has it been since Mr. Happy joined the military and stood at attention? If you're trying to remember who was president, then it's time to call Whiskey Dicks. If Mr. Happy has shit the bed, bought the farm, pushing up daisies, then the Lazarus pill is for you. The Lazarus pill brings you and your wiener back to life like a modern day Christmas miracle. Just excuse yourself from the room for a minute. Take the Lazarus pill with water, and before your significant other can say, "Though he were dead, yet she shall live," your twig and berries will miraculously transform into a branch and grapefruit. Yes. Once your significant other sees your penis alive and well, there will be weeping. With Whiskey Dicks, you may have 99 problems, but a dick ain't one. Whiskey Dicks is committed to men's health. Consult your doctor if your erection is maintained for more than 9 hours, or if your scrotum inflames to the size of a grapefruit. Do not use while driving, operating heavy machinery, or singing opera. Consult a doctor if any of the following side effects occur: skin irritation, diarrhea, AIDS, hallucinations, thoughts of suicide, thoughts of bestiality, headache, red-colored semen, hiccups. You call a doctor over hiccups. Numbness, coma. It's going to be difficult to call. Severe memory loss, constipation.
Your loved one could call for you.
And or, of course, death. Whiskey Dicks is not liable for injury or death as a result of using this product. It is not FDA approved. Please consult a doctor before using Whiskey Dicks. Put your dick in good hands. That's our sponsor, Whiskey Dicks.
I do like 3 times a day.
A doctor's got to be busy with that. Bling, help. Yeah. What do you got? Hiccups.
I got the hiccups.
You're probably okay.
I have thoughts
Here-
of bestiality.
Yeah, let me know if anything more severe happens. All right, have a good one. Huh. This guy, bling, help.
Hey.
Yeah. AIDS. That's a little more severe. You may want to come in for that one.
Are you?
We might have to do some blood work.
Drug user? Or?
Help.
Hello.
Yeah. Thoughts of bestiality. I'm not sure if that's the pill. What else is going on?
Oh man, what a great sponsor, Whiskey Dicks. That's who you're listening to. That's who's bringing us live, bringing us to you recorded. Coming up, we've obviously got the Super Bowl we're going to talk about. We're going to have Nostradamus here, which is fantastic. We're going to give a dwarf update. We're going to have a Drunk Tim Tinder update. And then, I didn't say this earlier, but we are also going to, of course, play Dirty Dictionary, which is always a blast. And we're going to do it Super Bowl edition. We're going to make it theme related.
I love Dirty Dictionary.
Me too. It's
Every
fun.
week, you know what gets me is that as obsessed, I would almost use the word obsessed, as I am with Dirty Dictionary, as I have always been. I'm surprised every week you come up with some new one. Last week's Alaskan snow thing.
Snow Dragon.
Yeah, the snow dragon. I've never heard that. I'd never heard any of the ones you mentioned last week.
Well, and the
And you've
blowhole.
heard a lot of them too.
I have heard a
And
lot.
remember the Alaskan blowhole?
Yeah, Alaskan blowhole. You always seem to come up with a new one. It surprises me every time.
Well, this week we've got more.
Yeah.
And theme related, so it's gonna be awesome. But right now, I think it is time to give a Drunk Tim Tinder update. All right. So last week, you may or may not recall that, and here's a problem that I'm gonna have to improvise a little bit with. The very device that we're recording Facebook Live on is what I have the Tinder app on. So I'm gonna have to free flow with this.
Okay.
But last week, we texted, not Alicia, but it was this other girl, blonde, with short blonde hair. We gave the opening message of, I would like to suck a fart out your ass like a bong hit.
Yeah, that
Just-
couldn't have. Wait, was that before or after you got the online advice?
This was before.
Trying
This
to-
was before.
Okay.
We didn't know what we were doing. We're driving blind here. And,
Right.
We're just white knuckling it as hard as best as we can.
we are. Remember, we were thinking spaghetti on a wall. We say crazy stuff to these people, and what sticks? What happens? Well, this girl did not respond. Now, another girl that we did send something to.
But it wasn't, I want to suck a fart out of your ass and hold it in.
No,
like
that
a
was
ball
the only
gag.
one that we did suck a fart out the ass of. That was just a one-time experiment. I have a feeling that won't go over well with 99% of the females. I mean, that's true
The
spaghetti on a
population.
wall. I want to be on you is still kind of but it's not quite as. I mean, sucking a fart
Gross.
out your ass is very specific and gross.
It's gross.
Very specific.
I can't imagine.
Like
You know
dirt-
what? If you find a
dirty
girl
dictionary.
that is going to
Ooh, like her.
that is going to respond to the sucking a fart out your butt and stuff,
Right.
Marry
it's
her.
probably the kind of girl
Yeah,
you
you're-
don't want to
All-
suck the fart out of.
All of a sudden,
Probably,
you're on
yeah.
the show My Strange Addiction. That's exactly that's how rare. Like, you're more likely to find gold in Colorado or something right now than to find a girl, I think, that wants to have you
she's
suck a
probably-
fart out her
She
ass.
probably has like gonorrhea or some shit too.
It's kind of like the speeches that I've
Yeah,
given
yeah.
my son. It's like, well, when you dress a certain way, you're going to attract a specific kind of person, and it may not be the kind of person that you want to attract.
That's true.
You know.
That's an
true.
old school thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, the next person we messaged was Tilly. Tilly, if you remember or don't remember, you wouldn't because you weren't here, but Tilly had, instead of a profile pic, she changed it where she had a little bit of video where somebody's videoing her walking down the sidewalk, and
But you
she's
can
kind of
only
shaking
see
that,
her ass, really.
and you can only see the ass, and she's shaking that
Yeah.
ass. So we said, we messaged, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Now, it took her like half the day to respond, but
She did respond.
if you want to call it that. her response was a one-word response. She said, "Same." So it's kind of like, what do you do with that?
Right.
You say, "I like big butts and I cannot lie," and she responds the word "same." I mean, where do you go from there? Like,
Okay.
I guess,
Did she say to bed?
I guess you can like move on in and be like, "I like specifically your butt and I cannot lie."
Or
wanna-
females, big butts?
I would abandon it. My thought was after listening to your last show, you're getting advice from a guy online. It sounded like good advice and it's funny advice.
Yes, it is.
I would like try to do by the book what that guy says. Sounds like he gets a lot of action. So if you're looking for getting action, I would like consider him like you're trying to get an A in his class.
Right. That's a great
professor.
That's a great idea, and I think what we'll do, and we can kind of hook it for next week. We will both get a little bit extra advice from that coach next week, and we will use the advice we've been given so far. We'll go live. We'll do a Tinder messaging, but there's some logistics that I'll have to work before we do that, because obviously we're filming live with the device that has the Tinder app on
Right.
it.
This is raw dog.
Yeah.
What we're
Raw
doing
dog.
today.
We're raw dogging it right now.
Yeah.
I don't really remember him saying specific things to say to him. I mean,
Well,
my
but there
memory's
was an
terrible.
idea. There was an idea. Make statements. Don't make conversation, and don't be a not clown, but don't be. What did he say? It was don't be comedy guy or don't be funny guy.
What you're saying, Tim.
So, in other words, in that case, say, I like your big butt and I cannot lie. You're making a statement or a comment, not a...
No, I think what I'm hearing Tim say is that he would fail this guy's class. I say you go in there and you like try
Initially.
you try to pass this guy's class.
initially.
Yeah.
And like, cause
My
he's
brother
giving,
Fuego has faith in me.
he's giving you specific rules and guidelines.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, and you should be like taking notes, like, you know. And I'm just saying because based on the fact that he sounds like how did he put it? He's got somebody every week that, how did he put it?
Sundays.
He's got it every Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, he knows how to hook them, how to get them, and how to keep them coming back.
Well, and if you remember, he talked about the girl that he had kind of promoted from ass licking status to ball sucking status.
oh, is that I must
She
have
had
missed
earned
that.
his trust.
That was the Sunday one, yeah.
That was the
He has a
Sunday.
place to store his.
Gotcha.
That was
penis
his
every
Sunday
Sunday.
hoe.
He
A
sounds
place
like
to store his penis.
what
Right.
I feel like
Every
you're
Sunday.
lacking that he has is a strategy. And like just like whenever you see somebody with money, my point of view has always been like, by the way, how did you get that?
Yeah.
And like
Right. Exactly.
you know, that is, if the goal is you want to get laid, this guy knows how to get laid. Like take notes, do it by the book. That's my suggestion.
No, it's a
That's
great
what I
point.
took from last week.
That's why we're listening to him. That's why we're already into February. And like I said, I don't want to prolong this. I don't want to like go the entire year and be like, does he get it in December? Like, dude, let's just knock it out of the park, you know?
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be so cool if we were able to get him on the show? To give more direct advice.
That would be cool.
It would be cool.
Actually, that would be
Phenomenal,
fantastic.
yeah.
That should be
Well,
something we look at doing.
I sent you a message while I was listening to the show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I put that, wouldn't that be great if we got him on the show? And
Yeah.
you didn't respond because you probably like, who the fuck is he talking about? But yeah.
No, I really like the guy, and we could also use this show to promote his show. You
Yeah.
know, we could promote each other, maybe even. You know,
That's
I don't-
actually what I thought about. Yeah.
If he wants to be associated
Yeah.
with us at all.
right.
Man, I don't know about them guys down there.
Where's he? Did you notice where he's located at all?
He's in New York City,
Okay.
but he doesn't sound like he's from New York City.
Sounds
No.
like
He
he's
sounds
more
like he's from the
Nolans.
South, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
I wish we could have brought him in for like I don't know. I wish for Tim's sake, instead of the groundhog yesterday, he would have popped out and seen if he saw his shadow.
Seen the vagina
Six
shadow.
more weeks of Tim not getting laid.
Yeah, yeah. Well, just a question. Did you see your shadow yesterday?
Well, in a way, because I had such a hard on from not getting laid that, yeah, it cast a shadow.
Sundial.
Yeah,
Every
7 a.m.
every year without
who
fail.
bent that sundial?
Every year without fail on Groundhog's Day, I text this guy that's really short, and I'll say something like, "Well?" question mark.
He is,
I'm trying to get an early
Yeah, we're waiting.
forecast.
You wanted an exclusive.
Right, exactly.
Right. Oh my God.
And you know what? His birthday, strangely enough, is the 1st.
Yeah.
There's been times where I forget his birthday because sometimes I know him well enough. Sometimes I'll wish him happy birthday on the 1st or something, But if I forget, even if I forget that, I never forget Groundhog's Day, and he'll be like, "Damn it, sometimes you can't remember my birthday, but you remember to text me on Groundhog's Day
Oh. Yeah.
because he's a groundhog."
Right. He's a
Because
grown
he's small.
I've also called him because he's also kind of just this particular guy. He's like he not only is he short, but he's pretty furry. He's
So
also,
call him Rocket.
He also has been notorious for smoking marijuana, and additionally, he's crass and rude and vulgar. So I actually used to call him my Thunder Buddy.
Ted.
Nice.
I'm like, you're essentially Ted.
Yeah.
Because when I watched the movie, I was thinking of him. I'm like, yeah, it's this dude. It's just,
Yeah, they're calling
He's the
this
guy.
one.
Yeah.
They're coming. They're coming. Love those movies.
I do too. They're funny.
Oh.
I love the second one with the Jurassic Park thing. As soon as I first saw that scene, and you could kind of hear like the little tiny. Of course, you and I used to listen to that because we had the soundtrack for Jurassic Park. We listened to it all the time, John
yeah.
Williams. And so you could just barely hear that little like inkling of the beginning of that part. Like they do go in herds, and
Those little subtle jokes that Seth MacFarlane likes to sprinkle in his
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
yeah, he does a lot of '80s references and early mid '90s and a lot of '90s.
Yeah, full transparency, I let my kids watch Family Guy. And
Whoa.
yeah, I know. People are like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad about it. Sometimes I'm okay with it. But I'm like,
You know that these kids are watching and listening to way fucking worse than
yeah, sometimes.
you're not allowing.
I don't know. Maybe sometimes.
Like
But-
us.
But
Trust me.
they should not watch this show. But yeah, it's funny because I'll become aware of all these references. And I'm like, nobody, even my wife is not picking up on any of these. I'm like, and then I'll just do it. Just like, do you guys know what that? No, you don't have a clue. Nobody has a clue.
Well, you say even my wife, like, what is she, like a really big pop culture person? Or
No, she's not. So I guess that's it. I don't know if it's an age. So I don't,
It's,
it's not an
a
age
pop
thing.
culture reference.
Just watch too many damn movies, I guess, is my problem.
Oh, yeah, probably. I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, but that's all about perspective, right?
No,
Yeah.
they do. I mean, he does movie references. He does commercial references. He does
That's true.
TV references, like the fully armed inflatable guy. Here at our fully the flailing guy, like we're overstocked and we're bringing on the savings to you.
Yeah.
Well, we are Tits. Tits brought to you in part by Jaeger. Jaeger, if you like licorice, you now won't. Coming up, we're going to talk about Anthony Davis. Where's Anthony Davis going to end up? We're going to talk a little, we're going to play a little dirty dictionary. But now, I feel like it's time. It's the day. It's time to talk some Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Today's the day.
And of course, as usual, we're watching, some games and some sports and stuff on while we're doing the show, and they're doing all the pre-game stuff.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl Sunday's notorious all the time. Like you got pregame pretty much the entire damn day.
Yeah,
if
morning.
you're into pregame, then there you go. You just watch all day long. It's gonna
They
be
usually
going
start
on.
at like 9 or so, and the Super Bowl's at 5:30, so it's
Yeah.
so it's like pregame from 9 to 5.
What? Yeah, you'll get like the backstory of the ball boy. That's how much they break it down. They're
Yeah.
just like, well, what kind of home life did he grow up in? And yeah,
He
yeah.
was beaten and rescued from a pound.
But now he inflates balls, sometimes deflates them. And you're just like, oh, what a nice story.
That's
you
where
know?
that came from.
Yeah, you do. You find out a little bit about everybody going into this game to help make you care, of course. But yeah, it is Super Bowl Sunday. You've got the New England Patriots facing off with the Los Angeles Rams. This afternoon, it's at 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central our time. And I'm looking forward to a fantastic Super Bowl. As far as a quick summary, I feel like we should be confident it's going to be a great Super Bowl because in all of the Super Bowls that New England has played, win or lose, the average margin of victory has been 4.5 points. So
I forgot.
there's
to
been
look
no
it up.
blowouts when the Patriots, when you think about it, no, they haven't blown anybody out in the Super Bowl.
It's always been by one score.
And they don't get blown out in the Super Bowl. Their losses or wins always come down to almost one play. And so that's intriguing about this team and this Super Bowl because there's been some Super Bowls in the past, man. We saw them where teams have just obliterated the other team. I mean, we've seen some bad Super Bowls. I just don't get that feeling. History has shown that we probably won't get that again today. So, I mean, when your average margin of victory is 4.5 points either way, I mean, that's within a score. So I feel like we're going to have a good game today. So it'd be awesome.
And she shot up here. And the Super Bowl's in New Orleans, right?
No, Super Bowl is in Atlanta in the new
Atlanta.
stadium.
That's
remember
right.
they bought the $1.5 billion stadium, and then now they're hosting the Super Bowl in it. So I mean it's pretty fantastic. From what I hear, the stadium's amazing, and I don't know why Atlanta would get such a cool. I mean, I don't want to crap all over Atlanta, but
Why?
I don't know, man.
'Cause
Atlanta
they just haven't
historically
really
just
been-
doesn't show for stuff, but I guess, whatever.
I mean, they got Ted Turner and shit, so.
Well, and the guy, Arthur Blank, I mean, he's got money, obviously. He's the owner of Home Depot and blah, 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 and all that stuff, but he's...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But, the other thing, talking about the line, I was talking about the 4.5 point margin. The Super Bowl opened up on the betting. It started off as an even, like no points spread. It started off even.
Like the day that we found out who was going to be in the Super Bowl.
And then it immediately,
2 weeks ago.
people started immediately placing all their bets on the New England Patriots. So what happens is when you start doing that, obviously Vegas is going to shift. And so the point spreads begins to move up. The Patriots were now favored by a point. Then it went up to 1.5. And then as of late, it has gone up to now 2.5 points as the New England Patriots are favored. Well,
So in a way, it's still like, whenever it says 0, like in the paper, it just says pick.
they'll say even or pick, yeah, something like that. But yes. And so what happened yesterday is you have the people with the big money waiting to see what's going to happen. And sure enough, the $1 million bets are now being laid.
It's
And
kind of like, it sounds like a stock thing.
Yeah.
Where it'd, like, wait for that number to get to the perfect number and then, like, sell.
Yeah. And the $1 million bets are being laid on the Rams now. So all this
Even
time,
with that small of a point.
all this time, bets have been going in heavy on Patriots, public and people that bet, or they're your professionals, right? But then towards the end, the people with the big money waited and waited. Yesterday, the big bets started coming in for the Rams. That was kind of like the ta-da.
Fuck,
So-
they must have had been so freaking busy.
So we will see what that looks like.
I
In
wonder,
today's
is that
game.
like a call center at that point? Because you're probably getting so many fucking calls for...
A lot of it's online now. Who knows?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
They probably got a little bit of that traffic
Oh
like
my
that.
God!
Yeah, you're able to
You should
streamline
see
that.
what is walking out the window right now.
Oh, man.
Holy God!
I would totally let my brother hit that.
Oh my God!
Wait a
You
minute.
know?
Is it this one?
No, it went that way.
Oh,
Man,
it went
yeah.
that way.
He's got a nice
The
ass.
two kids?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
the MILF.
So
Oh, I thought
right.
you were talking about the dude.
I got sucked in. I got sucked in. That just happened.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
that just happened.
And Kenneth
I'm
was
like-
had his kind of back.
I'm like, oh my God. Who is it?
Spoiler alert, it was
Spoiler
my
alert.
wife and kids.
It was, yeah. All right.
He's totally a MILF.
I got sucked in.
I'm just
You
glad
got
you weren't
me.
talking about the kids, because that's just strange.
Oh, man.
All right. So, with this Super Bowl, it's kind of great because 18 years ago we had the Patriots face off with the Rams before. Remember, that was the time where
His
they were
first Super Bowl.
They were the greatest show on turf. The New England Patriots were whatever they were. Nobody really knew much about them. Greatest show on turf was the heavy favorites going into the game. And then,
Just be careful with that table.
and then, in my opinion, Mike Martz, the coach of the Rams, totally screwed it over for the Rams and allowed the Patriots to begin this dynasty. How do you not give the ball to the best player in the NFL at the time, Marshall Faulk? Anyway,
Easy Hall
he
of
screwed it
Famer.
up. He screwed up the whole damn Super Bowl and played right into their hands.
And the future
But
of the NFL.
you know, that's how things go, right? Is ifs and buts, candy and nuts, right?
I kind of left while y'all were, I guess you started talking about the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I'm curious to see, like, what you guys think are going to happen. Are you Team Patriots or have you gotten there yet?
We have not gotten there. We've been talking point spreads and how that's shifted throughout these 2 weeks leading up to the game today. A lot of heavy, like, $1 million bets started coming in. Like, all the bets have been going in on the Patriots up to this point, and then yesterday the $1 million bets went on the Rams
Really?
because the point spread started even and then went up to 2.5.
What has changed? What is even? Nothing's changed.
It's
right?
all about
'cause
the
they're
point
waiting.
spread.
Like I refer to it as, it's like the stock market. You know, you wait till that number gets to that certain number, and you're like, sell, sell, sell. Or
I mean, I figure the Patriots are obviously favored, right?
They are favored by 2.5.
And
but they didn't start off being favored. It was an even, just pick.
I'm going to make sure that that's a good number.
I would like
so.
one of the things I'm thinking. I don't know that I look at the deep stuff that you guys do, a more surface level stuff. But surface level stuff, I think you shouldn't miss. For example, the Rams have a much further travel to Georgia. They could have jet lag.
Okay.
Worse than the Patriots.
Well, it has been 2 weeks.
Oh, they've been there.
They've been there all week. Yeah.
Can they get over jet lag in 2 weeks? That kind of jet lag. We're talking
I
about
would
what?
hope so.
How many hours difference?
2.
Yeah, they're probably okay.
Yeah, 2 hours isn't.
After-
Now, elevation, that will mess you up, but I don't think there's much difference between LA and Atlanta's elevation.
Yeah, elevation. You can be at a place for a while before you get used to elevation.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of athletes like, remember Keyshawn Johnson, receiver for Tampa Bay. He used to, on the off season, he used to basically stay up in Denver and do his training up there it's kind of like a, like when you're playing baseball and you got the weight on your bat and you're swinging it and stuff, and then
Right.
you take the weight off and you're really
To that point, does Denver do they have a home field advantage usually?
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
play pretty
with the
well at
altitude.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But there's ways of preparing for the altitude as well. As long as you really stay hydrated, a lot of times you can keep yourself pretty well ready. There's ways of getting ready for it. I mean, if you just go ill prepared, you can get sick, and you can mess things up. And with some people, it doesn't matter. It just jacks with their equilibrium anyway, and they're just screwed. So, nanner. Nanner. That's an official nanner.
I see somebody walking in the door right now.
Yes,
Somebody
because
familiar.
that's good timing. Will you let him in? That is.
Oh, the door's locked?
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank
Hold
you.
on just a second here.
So as we're waiting, I'm pretty sure that's Nostradamus that's trying to come in. He knows how big of a day it is, and he knows what this is all about.
He knows that there's been so many of our listeners, and now he knows that there's so many because he knew that we were going to go live today. So he knows that there's a ton of our listeners and fans and stuff like that that
Yes.
are waiting at the edge of their seat for his predictions on today's biggest sporting event of the year.
Absolutely. That's right. So, here we go. Okay. All right, Paul's letting him in.
Oh, there he goes. Hey, what's going
There
on,
he
man?
is.
It is I, Nostradamus.
Woo!
Hello.
Dude, we've been waiting like forever.
Yeah, I know.
Now, a lot of times you come in different things. One day you kind of just came in shirtless, and
Another day it was a wife beater.
yes, yeah. So today you have a little bit of flair. You have a little bit of little color to you today.
You're either being really festive or you have the flu.
It's taco night at the homeless shelter. I thought I would give it a little bit of.
Yes. See, I love it. You bring the energy, you bring the passion when you're helping these people at the shelter. I think it's amazing.
Oh yes, helping them.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Those poor individuals that line up and eat the food. And
And you give them advice, of course, of what's to come in the future, which is always, you can't buy that, you know?
I mean, you can for the right price, you know
Well,
what I mean?
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
can buy just
Yeah,
about
that's
anything.
okay. Fair enough.
Saying I do have a price, I promise you.
What?
You okay? I know there's been something going around.
You know, this may have been a bad day to wear this because it is hot as balls out there.
Yeah, it's like 72 on the high today.
Our
so-
weather is all over the place. You know, there's parts of the country that are like as low as like negative 54 and stuff. And then here we are, we're dealing with this today, which I'm not going to complain. But that's what we're dealing with today is, what is 60 or 70 degrees today?
The high is 69. We're going to see winds coming in from the north. Probably.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
Sorry,
I
buddy.
do have
I'm looking at the flags
I do
outside.
a little bit of weatherman stuff down at the. I mean, come on, I gotta.
Nostradamus, meteorologist.
I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, you can predict anything that's coming up, of course.
But
Precisely.
I've heard a lot of conspiracy theorists that think that the government is controlling the weather. So, I mean, wouldn't that make it more difficult to predict?
No.
Not at all.
Not even a little.
Nostradamus gives you the straight answer.
And he's just
No.
He's just extremely confident as well.
Of course, as she should be. He knows the future. Who else could say that?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be confident? I get it right every time.
That's right.
I have been for centuries.
That's true. You've predicted the playoffs beautifully. You've predicted the regular season, and then today we have, of course, the game of all games going on today.
The Super Bowl.
Right. You've probably heard it. I'm sure people have talked about it. I know you don't try to keep in touch too many with those things just because you're
I'm
so
too-
busy helping.
Yeah, I'm way too busy these
Right.
days. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Is that son of a bitch? I mean, sorry, I was looking at my grocery cart out there. I thought maybe,
Grocery cart.
yeah, somebody was looking through it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what when I'm walking through,
yeah.
I keep my stuff in there.
Nostradamus, I can't blame you.
Ugh.
We've got this resident homeless guy with his grocery cart at my job, and this is a true story. Someone stole his, and this is not a homeless person.
Right.
I maybe just out of spite, but he stole his sleeping bag out of his cart.
Yeah, I don't want to give the
That's
impression.
messed up.
I don't want to give the impression that I'm homeless.
No, you're not.
I'm just blending in.
You are. That's what
I'm a man
I'm
of the
inspired.
people.
I'm
If that's
inspired
the
by
ca-
you.
If that's the case, I don't know if I would go with your attire. Maybe,
But it's
you
a
know.
theme. He said it's taco night.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Trying to blend in, even as smelly as this thing is.
And we
And
are
I'm not messing around.
I wasn't gonna mention it.
It's a little smelly.
It's got a little. It's got some.
This thing has not seen a washer
Yeah, it
in
just-
some time, and that's not a joke.
Yeah, the nose hairs are tickling right now. They
I-
are.
I probably have lice.
so. Well, and we are on the Border Studios, so it's it's fitting that you
Yes.
come from Taco Night at the Mission to.
That's right.
I know you guys brought me here for a purpose, and I don't want to rush. I don't want to prophesy and run.
Well, yeah, but I know you've got a guy looking through your cart, so.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that. It kind of got me distracted.
Yeah,
What kind of stuff you got in there that they might be interested in?
Got one shoe.
Yeah. Okay.
Just one? Does it have laces?
I don't think he's gonna take the one shoe.
Okay.
If I had to put money on it.
Well, maybe he has two shoes on, and whatever shoe that is, if it's the left foot, maybe his left shoe is like feet and toes are already sticking out of the front of it.
You might be laughing, but that's a size 13, and I found it by the stadium.
Those are rare. You're right.
If you catch my drift.
Oh, so it's like a Westbrook shoe or something.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, they are Adidas. So
Okay. Yeah, is that the brand?
yeah, I also have a dead cat.
You have a dead cat in the basket?
Yeah, you know what?
Why?
That a-hole better not take that.
Again, there's a reason for everything. I'm not gonna get into it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Are you feeling any sort of inspiration?
I'm
Nostradamus?
starting to, but I feel like I need. Can I have some that bowl there?
Yes.
I usually have. Yeah, can you empty that out?
Yeah.
Just the bowl, not the paper, please.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't need this. But maybe those chips would be great.
Yeah, you usually have
Ken-
some things that you mix in with
Ken,
it.
yeah, a little bit of onion. Very good, very good. Perhaps a carrot. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's good. There we go.
Would a used lime help?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you.
that's-
Oh, yes. Very good.
You gotta wonder and figure that
Anyway.
he learned some of this from Taco Night.
Yeah.
All right.
So how are we? Oh, the vision.
Oh, I thought you were getting.
Right.
I think he was just hungry. I
Yeah, I was
guess now.
just kind of hungry. Okay. Oh, look at here.
He must not have gotten too many tacos.
Oh, here it is.
I see it.
Yes.
You
Before
should. It's right
me.
in front of your face.
I see before me a villain with emphysema who dresses in black and wields a sword of red. He does battle with a dirty blonde boy from the desert who wields a sword of blue. Small bears fight alongside a larger bear and a homosexual.
So just keep it up. Small bears.
Right.
With a homosexual.
Right, a homosexual gold man
Okay.
that are in an effort to destroy the moon.
What?
Finally, in the end, the dirty blonde wins and defeats the man in black with emphysema, only to discover that he was all the time his son.
Hang on. This is starting to sound
Soap
like
opera?
Star Wars, not the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I was thinking soap opera, but yeah, Star Wars.
Oh my!
The results are in.
This is beginning to sound like Star Wars, and the bears are the Ewoks.
Okay, you may be right. You know what? We should have added.
A little pinch of salsa.
Yeah. Well, I don't know either. I
A
don't know.
napkin.
Look, that's all I've got in me anyway, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe the gods don't want to tell me what's going on with the Super Bowl. Maybe that's a sign. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
I don't. It sounds like the gods don't even know who's in the Super Bowl this year.
Is this going to affect my paycheck?
Man, I feel like our audience is getting gypped here, man. We got people that were waiting to put money on the line.
I mean, technically, I'm not sure if they are getting gypped, but I think by all technical terms,
You didn't even really say anything.
kind of a gypsy in some ways.
Being gypped by the gypsy. Yeah.
So, no, you know what? Wait, is this going to affect my paycheck? I need to know.
Yes.
For a friend.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, well, wait a minute. Look at that. Oh, Patriots win. Okay, guys.
That was Nostradamus, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
hey,
you.
it has been
so
a real
much.
pleasure. Thank you all for having me. It's been real great. Nostradamus out, y'all.
Wow.
Get that son of a bitch. Get out of my court.
I can't wait to see him go tackle that
That
dude.
was Nostradamus, the one, the only, and I don't know how much confidence you want to place in that, but he said the Patriots. I don't know if in his head he was flipping a coin or what, but he says the Patriots are in fact going to win the Super Bowl today. So
He's going with the
man
favorite.
in black. The man with in black with emphysema?
Darth Vader.
Ah, okay.
I said it was Star Wars.
Okay, well, I didn't even put that part too, but
And the young blonde kid with the bears and the. Now the homosexual. I don't. What was that?
The homosexual gold man.
oh, C3PO.
Oh, C3PO. Oh, I feel sorry for R2D2 now.
He probably didn't understand what he was.
He used to talk with an English accent.
He's sending out a distress signal and nobody knows it.
That explains some things. Maybe C3PO says C3PO is the only one that seems to know what he's saying.
I don't know why.
It's like, that's right, R2. You do like it, don't you? He's into it.
And in reality, R2
Oh, how
is like,
convenient that he's the interpreter for R2.
Exactly.
nobody else understands him, yeah, except
Right.
for C3PO.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Shut your dirty mouth, you stupid little.
That was
You will do
Nostradamus.
what you're told.
And you are still listening and watching Tits, brought to you in part by Jello Shots. Jello Shots, time to reevaluate your choices. Coming up, we're going to talk a little NBA basketball. Where's Anthony Davis going to go? What's Kyrie Irving doing? And there was a big trade this week that we've got to talk about. That's coming up. We're also going to discuss Dirty Dictionary, Super Bowl edition Dirty Dictionary.
Looking forward to it.
And of course, not to be forgotten, there in fact will be a dwarf update. Are we?
Is it now?
Let's do it now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. So
I'm sorry, I was looking at the.
that's all right.
No, we're raw
No, that's my
dogging it.
fault. It's already. We'll
thought it
hop
was a
back to
cue.
this. We're gonna hop back to this, but
No, you know what?
Right now is the time for a dwarf update.
Okay.
Just
Sorry.
to change it up. So dwarf, if you were listening last week or if you're new, dwarf has been living in my house now since May of 2017. I'll let you do the math. It's over a year and a half.
Coming on 2 years.
Back in November, a couple of months ago, I said, it's time to get out. You've been here too long. You're not paying anything. You're my wife's friend, and my wife's not even living here. It's time for you to go. This is awkward that you and I are living in the same house, and you're not even my friend. So
You said you had that conversation?
no, well, we talked about it, that it was awkward. We did talk about that, but I just said, hey, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to
Is
give
that
you.
the first time you've said that? That it's awkward?
No, we've said it a couple of times.
Okay.
But I said I'm going to give you 2 months to get out of the house. This is back in November. So essentially, it was giving her till the end of the year of 2018 to get out of the house. Well, she's obviously, if you've been listening, she's still in the house, and now we're officially in February. So
I guess
that gets everybody up to date from that point.
She didn't see the shadow.
She is like a little groundhog. I need to ask her. I didn't even think to ask her if she saw her shadow yesterday or not.
Does she?
Although I didn't see her yesterday, to
She
be honest.
furry?
Is she free?
I don't want to know.
Does she
I
have
don't
a-
want to know.
No
Does she-
accidental door openings.
No, dear God, no.
Try to catch up to what
Yeah.
that means. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
To what?
Gotcha. I was trying to catch up with Kenneth. Does she have a sense of humor?
If she does, it's real
A
shitty.
little bit. It's not like ours. So I don't know
Like,
how she would
nowhere
take things.
near.
Oh, holy crap.
Oh my
What
gosh.
the bird?
We have
man-
a special guest.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Bringing flaming hot Cheetos up with him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should warn you in advance that we're live today.
Yes.
Live on candid camera.
Yeah,
First
that's right.
time.
The first time ever. This is the first time I've been here, and Jose has shown up.
The infamous Jose.
Well, I think he's only been.
I
he's
sent
only
you
been
a
here
question.
once.
I sent you a question, and I honestly have not looked at your response. Okay. Because there was a question I posted. I told a little bit about what happened last night and how ridiculous that got. And I asked him on here, you don't know this, but I asked him, because I said it came into question. I didn't know for this blonde girl if I'm just like in the ultimate friend zone or if there's actually like a reality of something could happen here. So I asked him because he's there. You all haven't seen this person. All you know is from what I've told you, but he's actually met this person and has seen this person. So I asked him, am I in the friend zone or is there a possibility? And now he's here. So what do you think?
I can't talk.
Holy shit!
His voice is gone. It's because you did the song "She Fucking Hates Me"
It's true.
with a bad voice, and that makes it even worse. Like it's gone at that point.
And whenever you do that song, you go hardcore.
I tried.
You
He
go
did.
extra on
He
it.
gave it his all, and it was hard for him. And then it's not like he stopped there, of course. And I didn't tell you this part later on. Of course, we don't care anymore. I'm 50 sheets to the wind, and we do "On Bended Knee" by Boys to Men.
Was this
about as awful as you can do on bended knee? You got two voices that sound like this, and we're doing on bended knee and don't even give a crap, and everybody's filming, and
Was this before or after the Devil's Lettuce?
oh, it's after, much
Okay.
after. This was very much so towards the end of the night.
Oh,
where
after
we're-
you did New York,
after I did
Screamer
New York,
style.
New York.
I love,
Okay, yeah.
I love
That was
the.
New York, New York. You can just thumbs up. You don't even have to talk. Was it okay?
Well, you saw my version.
In case you
Did he
didn't
live
see,
up
did-
to it?
He was close.
Yeah.
If the voice was there, he'd have gotten there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of voice, so it's funny to me that you lost your voice, and our choice today, because when you lose your voice, you got a throat thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I tend to get some lime and some honey, maybe some tea or whatever.
Yeah.
His choice was flaming hot Cheetos.
Hey, maybe it's a secret we don't know about.
Right.
I'll be honest right now. I should sound like him right now. I don't
Yeah.
understand how I even have this much voice on me right now. After what we did last night, after the way my voice has been feeling, it's been very, very close, very coughing.
You took some medication. That's what happened.
It wasn't that? I mean, yeah,
listen
I've
to
been,
this.
I've been Mucinexing it like crazy, but still.
No, not
Talking
that
about
medication.
That herbal medicine.
Yes, the herbal medication.
Oh.
That does not help things. That's
You took some what?
Did he
No,
not-
he
does
didn't know
not
about
know?
that. The guy, after girl's boyfriend left, after she left, some guy asked her to go out back. Well, she didn't want to go out back with him without me. So she grabs me by the hand and we walk hand in hand out back. And so that's what he wanted her to go out there for, was to do that. And so when in Rome, I guess I joined in. Anyway.
When in Rome, smoke weed.
very out of character.
Very out of character for me. That's just not something I do. So
Very extraordinarily out of character.
it's extraordinarily out of character for me. So a few beers in and I was
We're
gone.
not friends no more.
As I just lost a
From
friend.
him. I don't expect it from him.
Oklahoma's a
He's
different
out.
place these
It's the Del
days.
Fuego.
It's the Del Fuego. It was the alter ego. So anyway, dwarf update. Got to get back on the rails. Sorry, this happens
Yeah.
from time to time. So the dwarf, oddly enough, you would be surprised because I know that you're in your mind you're thinking there's no way in hell she has a tiny house.
Yes.
But and you heard last week it's not going to be put up at her aunt's house. Her aunt doesn't want her there anymore. But
Right.
now she's going to build it in her friend's backyard.
Right.
This tiny house that she's getting from Amazon.
Yeah, that's not happening either. But
It is happening. That's the update. Stuff is not only in boxes. Boxes are moving.
Oh.
Boxes are now heading out of the house.
is the place built then?
It is not fully built, but what she has is a storage facility. So these boxes are now going to, because honestly, even if she gets this thing built with the tiny house, she has a lot of stuff. Like it's piling in my garage. You know,
Is she a hoarder?
So it's not like she won't be able to put all that stuff in this tiny house. So she has to have a storage facility anyway. But the good news is, this stuff is now beginning to get out of the house. It is now starting to go to the storage facility, which is, it's not great progress. I can't tell you this week she gone, but I can say she's there less.
Yeah.
She's there much less often.
Okay.
And now boxes are now leaving the house and going to her storage facility. So that's the good news. That's the update on the dwarf update, is there is actually progress being made, and there's not just like this carrot that's being dangled like, it ain't happening, dude. But there's actually things that are happening.
I'm going to make a stretch of
Okay.
comment.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to stand by my original prediction. There is still
Double
not
down.
a tiny house. Yeah, I'm doubling down. There's still not a tiny house.
Okay.
She's moving in with her friend. She's trying to get to move in with her friend.
She's moving in with a friend.
Yeah. The tiny house is so unbelievable. I can't imagine that anybody would, and the story switched too much.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. As far as the tiny house is concerned, I don't care.
Right.
If she moves in with the friend, fantastic. That means
Yeah.
she's out of the house. Whether there's a tiny house built or not.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, the result is the result. If she's out of the house, she's out of the house.
I agree, but I'm also curious. Like I'm curious as to what lengths somebody is willing to lie.
And on top of that, like for me, I think it might be part of that as well. I'm curious as to, of course, you'll never finally hear about it, but like what the fuck was actually going on, and like, because I'm sure you're right, we're right, or whatever, that a lot of this was just
Smoke and mirrors.
or I was thinking the hot air up the skirt, or the blowing smoke up the skirt, or whatever the old saying
Blowing
is.
smoke.
Was it the
Thing that you
the
want
ass.
to do
Blowing
to that
a
girl
fart.
on Tinder?
blowing a fart, sucking a fart
The
out of the
smoke's-
ass.
yeah, sucking a fart out the ass and like a bong hit?
Yeah, she's smoking.
We've mentioned
No,
that.
no.
We mentioned that.
What'd he say?
He
Mr.
said he said he could use a roommate. Maybe she could move in with him. We've mentioned
Oh
that.
yes, we have.
It was an
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
That was.
with the voice the way you are, we're gonna need an interpreter. Like Jose says, she would like to move in with him.
Can you say it manlier next time?
Zach still can't hear him.
Now, can you say it manlier next time?
Jose says,
Thank you.
"Thank you,
He went like Chief.
Chief
Wait,
Wiggum."
Chief say.
Wiggum?
I know.
Chief Wiggum.
No, that's a character on
Chief
The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Chief
Right.
Big Dickum.
Just a sound. Just a sound.
Yeah, hey.
House salad.
Right, house salad,
What kind of dressing?
ranch. I'm eating gunpowder.
Do you have a
liver.
gayer dressing than that?
Yes.
What? No. No! Ranch is not a gay thing. What's going on with you?
No,
That's
the
right.
salad. No, the salad. What's the gayest dressing you've got?
I would say that would be the jalapeno vinaigrette, maybe.
I'll have that.
No,
There we go.
that was jalapeno.
But here's the,
No, give him some Catalina dressing.
And watch, he's gonna be like, "This is the best dressing of all time."
Ever.
well, jalapeno does sound good.
That does actually sound damn good.
I've had jalapeno ranch before. That is the
I
bomb.
want to redeem
Jazz
myself.
hands.
I want to redeem myself a little bit because look, I know that after this for the Super Bowl,
Yes.
I'm eating gunpowder. So I'm trying to.
The fuck?
I'm warming up for that. I can't do it all here.
That's true. Oh.
Is this something that y'all know what the fuck he's talking about?
What? What's your question?
What the fuck is gunpowder?
It's that stuff that you put in like bombs and stuff that makes things explode. It's like powder that's explosive.
Okay, so no, but what is that representing?
I'm just gonna eat it
Just straight
because
up.
I'm that fucking manly.
Oh, I got you.
I'm that fucking
His
manly.
intestines are gonna explode.
Oh, so you're like Chuck Norris now. You
Right.
played Russian roulette with an automatic and won.
Don't get fooled by the salads that I eat. I'm still
Going a little J-Lo here.
I was about to say what the.
Still ready from the block?
right.
I think
I don't know.
because your ass is so much bigger than hers, you're gonna have to take out more than just $1 million
No, hang on.
insurance thing on
No.
your butt.
Stand up.
You calling me
No,
fat?
I want to see your ass. You're saying his ass is bigger than J-Lo's.
I don't know why I'm complying with
Man,
this.
No.
I really.
Hang on.
There's my ass.
Okay.
Where's Nostradamus when you
I
need
don't
him?
know if anybody's
I need
watching
to-
right now, but
Yeah,
is this
well,
ass bigger
well, hold
than
on,
J-Lo's?
I'll see if you're getting a good shot here.
bit of a
This
delay.
takes a second to
Oh, I see.
catch
yeah.
up.
Now, you obviously
Maybe-
don't do squats, but
My wife.
No, he does lots of squats,
My
but just
wife-
not the kind you're thinking.
But my wife says I have no ass.
oh, is she
It looks
wrong?
like- yeah, she says that. Oh, here we go.
All right, poll question.
God have mercy.
Does Big Paul have an ass?
Why don't y'all tell me I look that fat?
No, they say that the camera adds like 10 pounds, and we've got like 20 cameras on you right now.
God,
so-
okay,
hang
wait,
on.
I've got to.
We can't even see the sun now.
There we go.
I'm kidding.
No, my wife says that I look like a frog standing up.
It's a red wolf ass. It's a red wolf.
So wait-
bloody ass moon.
So you have like she's saying you have a Hank Hill ass?
Right. It looks like you take a frog, stand him up, and you put on some jeans.
Wow. Okay, so that was our dwarf update.
And my ass update.
Does she ever grab you by
Big
the...
Paul's ass update. We are tits. We are brought to you in part by Jaeger. Jaeger, you're not going to remember anyway. So coming up, we've got Dirty Dictionary.
Wait a minute.
coming
Is
up.
Jose, by the way, I feel like Jose may actually have stock in Jaeger.
Yes.
Okay.
Each time he gets people to take shots of Jaeger, he gets a kickback.
Yeah.
He
He gets royalties and shit.
Wealthy
That was good
man.
memories. They don't remember, but I do.
That's right.
That's the point. I
That's
imagine.
that's true.
While you weren't looking, I think there's a little Jaeger in your beer now.
You're welcome.
Can I know this
You're
wasn't.
welcome.
Hang on.
I know this wasn't on the agenda, but
Yeah.
funny thing about Super Bowl, this is a Super Bowl special Sunday. We're going live.
We're going live.
Which is brand new.
Yes.
Going raw dog too.
We are
because
raw dogging it.
We were nervous because we're like, well, we've never done this before.
Yeah.
What if, how do we do the logistics and whatever? But you know what? And
I was worried about my hair.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I was too, but that's why you know I
shaved
straight
just
up
in case
shaved
you were
it.
going to show your
Flat
balls.
iron.
Yeah, I flat ironed it.
But one of the but talking about Super Bowl, we did kind of a short discussion on the Super Bowl for
We
this
did.
being a Super Bowl.
We
thing.
did, and then we're going to come back and go in depth.
Gonna call
Yeah.
back, but before we do that, I bet this was not on the agenda. What is everybody doing for Super Bowl Sunday?
Oh, okay.
Probably
Good
eating
question.
a lot of chicken wings and pizza.
Bingo!
Yes.
Yeah, people are like, hey, what are you doing for the Super Bowl,
And
Paul?
tortilla
Are you
chips.
gonna go over here? Are you gonna go over there? What's going on for the Super Bowl? And I had to think about it for a second, but then I was like, oh, I'm going wherever the chicken is.
Oh.
That's
yes.
where I go.
Well, they said I was watching on the news at work or something. They said that there's gonna be people buying so many tortilla chips and stuff like that it can stretch across the U.S. 200 whatever millions. I don't know.
Can you imagine the
but-
poor research guy in the back of whatever that they're like, hey, how many tortillas? We need this for our
Well,
story.
no, like-
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
It's interesting.
then
How
you
many
gotta
chips
measure-
could we stretch across America?
But no, then you're like measuring and like, are we talking about these size tortilla chips or Like the Doritos that are like that size, or
Did we even get
I
good
think
data?
I think you get an average size, and then you compile it mileage-wise.
But I'm just feeling sorry for the guy that had to do that because it was some news guy. Where did you say you heard that?
Yeah, I think it was on one of the news channels.
Local news. They got some guy in the back that does little.
Yeah, it wasn't
research.
52-3.
He's like, hey, we need you to look this up. Figure out how many tortillas are being bought and how far it'll stretch around the world.
Yeah, that guy is low end on the totem pole, by the way.
Yeah, and he's like 1 million, whatever. I'm going back to doing something important.
Make it sound like a real number. No, he wouldn't just say 1 million. He would throw in a random number just to make it sound legit.
Right.
1,005.331.
Right.
Yeah.
To the power of 3.
Right.
Like,
And they're like, oh boy, he did his research.
yeah, I'm trying to cure cancer, motherfuckers.
And he's a statistics guy.
They're like, based on how many rapes happen on the Earth, how far could we stretch the number of rapes to the moon? He's like, every week with these guys.
I guess if it was a rape train, going to the moon, would what's the guy that owns Virgin? Would he sponsor that? You think?
Virgin Mobile.
Yeah, all that. He's got he wants to do like the flights to the moon and shit. Richard Branson. Yeah, he's probably appalled if he was ever to see that. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, rape train.
The Virgin Mobile
Get a
guy.
rape train to the moon. Rape train to the moon. That sounds like a great rock album. Like
Rape train to the moon.
Like
Next
Pink
AC/DC.
Floyd.
I was about to say Pink Floyd.
Rape train to the moon. Like it just sounds so out there. Like you're just like.
We don't need no
Or sticks
extra
or something.
raping.
So anyway, before we cut into
Wait,
detail.
what are you doing for the Super Bowl?
Oh, sorry. What am I doing for the Super Bowl? Well, I had talked with Kenneth potentially about going to his house and watching it with his family.
Oh.
Because honestly, we as a collective have not talked about what we were doing for the Super Bowl.
All fucking week.
But I am highly interested and willing to do Super Bowl party at my place.
What?
Oh, yeah, you should have probably mentioned that.
Well, we never talked about it, and you weren't here last week. And
You're just now asking?
I really.
The chicken.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for making plans. I thought it would be interesting what everybody's doing.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm not sure. I'm going where the chicken is.
Just real quick, I think they're showing the demolition of the old Atlanta Falcons stadium, I guess.
Really?
No, that's the dwarf's tiny house.
That was November of 2017.
I love this guy. Who do you know who that is?
She hit the wrong switch.
This is.
And
I don't think anybody knows who that dude
that's
is.
why you
This
hire
guy-
a qualified electrician, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy used to be the research guy.
He used to be. I was about to say he's probably got scars from all the wedgies.
You could just tell from looking at him. He's like, okay, let me tell you how many tortilla chips.
Yeah, that's the guy.
How many tortilla chips it takes to level this building?
He
Crap.
looks like he probably had his underwear pulled up by football players, and they're like, you're gonna report on the NFL. He's like, okay, all right. Hello, it's me. Today we're at the. I don't know what he was. He was at a miniature thing, he was at the Puppy Bowl, but I'm sure it wasn't the Puppy Bowl.
Well,
There
no,
is
it
a
is kinda
puppy bowl today, though.
But that surely
They
wasn't.
do
First
it.
ever cat bowl.
Is there a cat bowl now?
Oh, that's gonna be madness.
They need to raise the stakes, man. There needs to be an elephant bowl.
I guess with the cat bowl, you got to put some fucking tuna or something that they will.
No, some catnip, dude.
Jose,
Not
can you
all
do-
cats are into catnip. I've
But you
had
find the cats that are, and then you do a bowl.
Oh, gotcha.
I think Michael Vick should
Jose.
be in charge of the puppy bowl.
Michael Vick. Michael Vick does the commentary for the Puppy Bowl.
That is hilarious.
Oh yeah, I would fight that dog right there. Yeah, I'd get that dog. That dog's a fighter. Yeah,
He's got some
potential.
heart in him.
I want Jose to
I'd
do
bury
me a
that
favor.
guy.
Can he say I could have been anything I wanted? I could have been a contender. Can you do that?
I could have been a contender.
Michael Vick, I don't know if anyone's ever
There is
said
a little
this.
Brando. There is a little Brando.
He's got
there,
some
yeah.
Brando going
He's
on.
got with that voice. He's got a little Brando. with him.
He's like a Spanish Brando over here.
Wouldn't that
been
be
a contender?
I don't know if this has been said, but that would be hilarious if Michael Vick was the mascot for the Cleveland Browns.
I'm not sure Why?
a living human being as a mascot.
No.
There's like different areas
No,
of.
they don't have a mascot. I think we've talked about it.
Yeah,
on the
the
show,
dog
but
pound.
It's the dog.
Yeah, well-
it's the big dog.
They
guy.
do? They
It's
don't have
it's-
a-
No,
Yeah.
because they're just the Browns.
Well,
They're-
you're walking a fine line because you could go into some racial problems. You know, you're like, well, we're the Browns. What do you mean by that?
Right.
What can
do
Brown
we-
do for you?
What do we
What's
got to
my
be the
mascot?
Browns?
I'm Brown.
But they don't. They seriously don't have a mascot. That's weird.
Great.
That's bizarre.
It is.
Well,
Are
bizarre.
because
they the
they're-
only ones?
Well, what about the Cincinnati Reds? What is their mascot?
A big ass baseball head.
Yeah, that's true.
Big, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's just this big ass baseball head dude. He's
Man, the
a
baseball,
red.
yeah, the
But they-
baseball's not all red
I'm
either.
assuming
it's just like a regular baseball with the stitches.
The Reds have
and
been around
shit,
a long
so-
time. He's probably communist.
Yep.
So
Soviets, the Reds.
he's the Soviet red guy.
But the Reds have a mascot. It's just a shitty one.
Right.
And there's
There's a lot of real crappy mascots
It's
out
just
there
the
But the
only-
Browns are the only ones without a mascot.
that I can think of right off the top of my head. I mean, the Browns, that's kind of a crap.
Well, I mean, they have a mascot. Like they have a guy that runs around in suit and stuff. That's a mascot.
I
but
can't wait for the
Okay.
day when
But
the
it's-
Browns
What is
never
it?
go to the Super Bowl,
it's
because then you
the
can
Browns,
take
it's
the
like a
Browns to the-
bulldog. Is it a bulldog or?
Bulldog, but it's some kind of dog.
Yeah, because of the dog.
It's
pound.
one of those.
Yeah.
It it's like droopy or what, I don't know. Or it's a hound dog or yeah, it's a bulldog or a hound dog
Something
or some
like that.
shit like
now,
that.
I know I'm a fanboy, but I would love to see Baker Mayfield take the Browns to the Super Bowl just because of that expression.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be fun. He took the Browns to the Super. Have you ever not heard that expression?
Is it to imply that you're taking a dump in
You're
the
taking
toilet?
a shit, yeah.
yeah, like dropping
Like,
the
where are
kids
you
off at
going?
the bowl.
I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
That's
type of
never
deal.
happened.
I
They've never
gotcha.
been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
It's just because nobody wants because there will be snickering to avoid the snickering.
Yeah,
People
like-
are
Yeah, he's blowing up that restroom.
Well, see, it's like that's one of the things with them saying like pro sports and sports, especially the NFL, is rigged. So yeah, so they're like, we just can't ever let the Browns go to the Super Bowl.
to conspiracy.
It seems like a lame conspiracy, but yeah, I guess that's one that's out there now. But before we get
Oh,
back,
his name is Chomps, by the way.
oh good, Chomps the
Hey,
dog.
he's doing research.
That's
over
awesome. Thank you. Now, before we get into detail on the Super Bowl today and what we think is going to happen, or are we finished with the what are we going to do discussion?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
would-
think we really have a thing.
I don't know
He's
why
a
I
bull
thought that
mastiff.
would be so interesting.
I mean, I'm plopping it out there. We can always have it as at my house and
I'm down.
chicken and beer and stuff. We could always do that. I have a house.
yeah, I think my wife already has plans. Otherwise, I would jump right on it.
I don't know if the dwarf's going to be
Oh,
there
shit.
or not. And that's the only thing is
You know
that
what? Let's do it anyway. I like to.
I don't know that I
You want to
could.
see the crazy?
I don't know that I would behave in that case.
are you trying to
calling
push
her
the
out.
dwarf update if you're at the Super Bowl party?
Right. Well, I mean, it depends on if there's beer in this thing. Because I'd be like, after a while, I'd be like, hey, you're small and a squatter.
There's no fucking
brought-
house, is there?
I would. I'm so curious about that. I probably would be like, I want to see pictures. Can I see pictures? Oh, I'm so excited about. Yeah, where's the pictures? You know what I mean? I'd be
Think about
pushing.
getting one of those tiny homes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm conniving enough. If I had enough beer in me, I would lose it. Yeah,
So beer it is.
Beer it is. Okay.
or whatever.
And chicken. It'll be
I
there.
don't- yeah.
That's your crack.
And
So,
gunpowder.
before we go into detail on the Super Bowl today and what we think is going to happen and be completely wrong, let's.
Just real quick,
Yes.
Cincinnati Reds mascot name is Mr. Red, and that's what he looks like.
And he's completely
He's a
communist.
baseball.
Yeah, he's a baseball head. That's what he said.
Yeah,
and he's
did you
wearing
not
a
believe
Cincinnati
us?
Reds.
It's like the mango one. I was like,
He couldn't
I
hear you,
lied. This is
Brando.
the mango.
No, I
one.
know.
Oh, mango vinaigrette. That
I've
is.
never
that's
seen this
mango.
shit.
Oh,
Mango
Yeah.
vinaigrette
Thank
is
you.
gayer than
Ken
jalapeno
Griffey Jr.
vinaigrette. That is correct.
That's a stat. That's raw data. That's
Yeah,
science.
yeah.
Oh,
We
there's
polled
not-
a lot of Republicans.
Okay, so there's like 4 different mascots for the Reds, but it looked like there were different names for the Cleveland Browns mascots. I guess they've changed over the years. Who fucking knows?
All right, with all the hype on the Super Bowl going in today, yesterday the NFL had their award show. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it live. I was too busy getting my mind just completely blown. Yes, and singing and yelling and all that stuff. Dancing,
Which I never got to see.
sliding, and I believe at the end of New York, I literally laid on top of the
You
pool
couldn't get up
table,
for a hot second.
and I couldn't get up. My fat ass could not get up.
He tried to do the kick move, he didn't go nowhere. So he did the roll move.
I had to roll.
You had to roll sideways and
Not totally, but yeah, there was
So
a
he
bit
was
of
trying.
a.
Was he trying to
did that
rock back?
one.
Yeah.
Yes, I did a 1-2 to get up off the pool table, and it was for whatever reason a bar favorite.
Just real quick,
That was a blast.
the Thunder are down against the Celtics in Boston, 14-7, in the
Well,
midway part of the first quarter.
Put the subs in. The game's over. So, we'll talk about Thunder here in a little bit. But last night was the NFL awards and also the announcement of the Hall of Fame inductees for this next class.
Which will happen in August, right?
Right. So I wanted to go over that just a little bit. There were 3 guys that were their first time on the ballot, and they're automatically in. Those 3 guys are Champ Bailey,
Oh, yeah.
Tony Gonzalez,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and Ed Reed.
Yep.
And I mean, it's hard to argue any of those 3 guys. Champ Bailey, one of the best corners of all time.
Tony Gonzalez, the best
Tony
tight
Gonzalez
end of all
I
time.
knew that he was a great pass catching tight end. I did not know this. His receptions, career receptions, the only guy that had more receptions than him in this entire career, Jerry Rice. And we're talking about receivers, tight ends,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Tony Gonzalez had that many receptions. He's number 2.
I wonder who's
Hey, look
number
like
2 in
Super
tight
Bowl.
ends.
Yeah. And so
Number 2 in tight ends all-time career catches. If you don't know that, I'm going to find that out real soon.
yeah, so Tony Gonzalez, number 2 all time in receptions, behind the GOAT, Jerry Rice.
Well, T.O.'s not far behind, and he ain't even getting in the Hall of Fame.
No, he's in.
Oh, yeah, they finally put
He's
him
in. They finally got him in. Remember last year
A year or
Big old
two.
scene about it.
he did the thing.
Chattanooga.
I don't know if he's like
He's
signing
translating.
for the hearing impaired. He's signing, yeah. So those 3 automatically get in. There's really I don't think there's any debate on those 3. Ed Reed was, of course, I always think Ed Reed was on that first Super Bowl team of the Ravens in 2000, but he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
came in a year or 2 later.
Yeah.
But of
What
course,
a defense he added to, because they had McAllister,
yes, not Deuce.
Curtis or Chris
Chris McAllister.
at cornerback, and then you brought it in
They brought in
Suggs.
Suggs later on.
And then, of course, they had at the defensive tackle, they had the Italian guy,
The big guy. I can't remember his name.
the big old chunky
Tony
white dude. Siragusa or
Siragusa.
Siragusa.
Thank you. So, but he did win a Super Bowl, of course, with the controversial 2012 team against
Yeah,
the 49ers.
Cheating asses.
But Ed Reed, I mean, that was a no-brainer. Of course, he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. That dude
I would have
wasn't.
made Bailey wait another year, though.
Bailey.
Just because he got hurt towards the end of his career. His career wasn't that long.
That's one thing I
And
do
then he
kind of
bounced
remember.
from team to team and sucking it up. I would have made him wait a year.
Oh, man, I don't know. The guy was just so great. He wasn't even just a great cover corner. He was willing to hit people.
Yeah.
The guy was, I mean, he was
That's why he
amazing.
got hurt.
That is why he got hurt, actually. That didn't help his career longevity out very much, but you appreciate it as a football fan. The other people that get in are Ty Law from the Patriots. And that's where you start getting in.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I mean, it's either now or later, but there's always maybe some arguments there. Now, Kevin Mawai, he had to wait a long time before he got in. Like Kevin Mahoo?
Panthers?
Kevin Mawai played for 3 different teams. He played for the Seahawks, mainly with the Jets, and then he ended his career with the Titans. But Kevin Mawai is widely regarded as one of the second greatest center of all time at the center position. So it's one of
he's
those.
that Samoan guy.
It's one of those offensive
Jets,
linemen
right?
don't get much recognition or credit, and stuff. It's usually about the skill positions. But Kevin Mawai regarded as second best center of all time. He gets in. So that was good for him. I wouldn't argue that at all. He had to wait a while to get on.
Just real quick, I should have fucking known this. Number 2 in tight ends. And this is just the list of all-time catches. No, actually, that's not a bad one. But oh fuck, no, you're right. I missed him. Okay, so this is just career all-time catches. Actually, you're even wrong. Jason Witten, 4th place.
Wow.
With 1152. Tony Gonzalez had 1325, and then Gates has, and of course he's still active. So he's 17th with 955.
He's barely active.
I don't know how I passed Beth.
We will say active loosely with Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
That dude's going to be on crutches on the field.
And then like
Collecting a paycheck.
yeah, and then
Collecting a
of course,
paycheck. That's right. I'd do it.
Shannon Sharp way down to 31 with
Shannon Sharp was
815.
the best, though, man.
He was.
His got cut short too, right?
Yeah.
But he still had more fucking catches than Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin is 39.
Well, Shannon Sharp was like their offense there for a while.
Well,
Oh,
and with Irvin, that's not totally fair because they gave the ball so much to Emmett. I mean, they spread the ball around a lot. So
And to Goose and
yeah, exactly. So,
I want to give a shout out to Blair,
okay.
who's watching right now.
Blair Smith, BS, is watching right now.
Yes.
That is fantastic. That's awesome.
thanks, buddy.
Remember, it's live, so any comments, any questions, anything we're not hitting on, of course, we're going over some of the awards and about to get in the Super Bowl. But also yesterday,
Stephanie watched for a little bit too. Premieres.
Stephania?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Kardashian.
Yeah, Kardashian. The Kardashian report. Where's she been?
Oh,
We were
I was
missing the Kardashian.
I thought we were talking about. Well, he used to work here, so they're both kind of his Stephanie. Anyways, yeah. I've got one that works with me, and
Yeah, we're gonna have to leave the demons in your own head for now.
It's been a minute since I've seen her. Like, cause I haven't slept the last 2 days.
been a while. So
I usually see her.
right,
You know.
right. So also yesterday they handed out NFL honors. Patrick Mahomes wins NFL MVP.
Garbage.
He puts up probably, arguably the greatest single season of statistics by a quarterback of all time.
Garbage.
But I'm sure it's garbage.
Breaks the.
Wasn't the same after Kareem Hunt left.
Only only 3 quarterbacks of all time to pass for 50 touchdowns.
Wasn't the same after Kareem Hunt left.
Oh my gosh, there's always an asterisk. But Patrick Mahomes wins NFL MVP
No Drew Brees.
pretty easily,
You
by
got
the way.
robbed both times. Motherfuckers.
There was a pass interference on the voting as well.
Yes. Clear sack.
A phantom call, phantom sack. Have you ever had a phantom sack? Never mind. That sounds
Apparently
like
I have.
that
which
sounds
is why
like a
we-
dirty dictionary move if you have a phantom sack.
Oh no, I figured that's why we have a drunk
this is
Tim
going
Tinder.
great. Oh, phantom sack.
Like an amputee, you have that phantom leg syndrome.
Well, we did our Tinder update earlier,
Phantom sack
but
syndrome.
when we do
Phantom
that,
sack
usually,
syndrome,
we
PSS.
use his burner phone that we're using to record. So
We're raw dogging it.
We are raw dogging it.
So instead of being able to actually like do some stuff and send some stuff, we're
Yeah.
you know
Any new
that's more
messages
important
sent
right
today?
now. Yeah.
What's that?
Any new messages sent today on Tinder?
No new messages today, but yeah.
Within the last couple of days, or
So
you
Mahomes
got
wins
some?
MVP. Aaron Donald wins Defensive Player of the Year for the Rams. That seemed to be pretty. I don't know how many votes like Khalil Mack or whoever got, but he had a good season
Blair
as well.
Smith is yelling, Mahomes. Mahomes.
Mahomes, my
no,
homie.
Well, something that I had told you about, because before I got to work last night, whatever the fuck, I stopped off at McDonald's and got a couple of cheeseburgers and shit, and I saw on the news that the defensive rookie of the year, fuck, I can't remember his name now. But he broke the record. This is a rookie. Broke the
Colts.
record for a defensive tackle having the most sacks. 20 and a half sacks as a rookie.
Yeah.
Broke the record for the most sacks by a defensive tackle. And isn't Mack a defensive tackle?
No, Mac's a linebacker.
Or a linebacker? Why do I always keep on thinking he's a fucking...
No, Aaron
linebacker?
Donald's a defensive tackle.
Okay, and how many sacks did he get?
22.
Something like that,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Where in the record, you guys keep up with statistics better than I do. Where in the record does Jenna Jameson come in terms of
Sacks?
number of sacks?
Oh, shit.
Wow, sacks. Second all time, you think?
Okay.
So she's like the Tony Gonzalez. She's not a tight end.
Not at all.
Oh,
There's
not
no
anymore.
way. There's no way she's a tight end.
Not
She's
anymore.
a loose end, really.
And that reminds me of a phrase. Oh my God. That reminds me of the phrase. This guy who looked like he just got out of prison, he said the funniest thing this week. He says, yeah, you'll go in a tight end and come out a wide receiver. And I just thought, oh my God, dude, that is the funniest thing I've heard this week.
Turn your head and cough. Ooh.
That guy was high. That guy was definitely high.
That's funny.
Is this
High or not?
somebody that you
Yeah.
met or like somebody you saw on
Yeah,
a show?
no, it's a
or-
random dude sitting next to me at the bar. He just
Oh,
kind of
last
turned
night?
to me and was like, hey, man. It just like,
He was hitting on you.
I guess. I don't know.
I have a
I'm
respect.
in the friend zone.
I have a respect for people that are able to do drugs and maintain some level of coherence.
Yeah.
I get fucked up on ibuprofen.
Right? Yeah. Benadryl.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll be like, man, I'm gonna take an extra ibuprofen for my back. I'll be like, who am I? I don't know. It's funnier in my head. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not opening with that.
All right. All right.
Hey, you know what? I don't want to interrupt the sports talk.
Yeah.
But
Bro,
it
you
just
doing it anyway?
it just occurred. Yes, I am.
Right.
I am anyway.
Please.
Here we are in the on the second floor of the On the Border Bulletproof Studio, and
Yes.
The second floor. Oh.
yeah, and it just occurred to me that there's tables out there. Do they ever open these things up?
They do.
Okay.
Are you wanting to do a show out on the table sometime?
I don't think they should in this neighborhood.
Well, I
Well,
know
if we
that-
go live, you can see what's going on around here.
No,
it's a show.
The wind would totally fuck up the sound. But yeah, it's dangerous because we see the characters out there trying to fucking fuck with Nostradamus's shopping cart.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
And all the sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the sirens. Oh,
And
fuck
there's
yeah.
a reason this thing is bulletproof and one way.
One-way bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like we don't know when to
From
like.
the other side, though, you get through.
I don't want to get over
That's a
there.
very
but
specialized glass.
Right.
One way.
they didn't spare any expense.
Yeah, you only get it one way. So also, yesterday, Matt Nagy wins Coach of the Year for the Chicago Bears.
Careful, dude. Like I don't think people like. I don't think he likes
doesn't
the
know how to
N
pick
word.
The right kicker.
Yeah, if you get the right kicker, you go a little further in the playoffs, right? That poor guy. It was tipped. It was just the tip on that kick.
You know he didn't get laid that night.
With his
Probably
hand.
did the most ever, so he wouldn't kill himself.
Yeah, that could have been
So
a
he
pity.
wouldn't kill himself.
It could have been some pity sex that night for him.
I hang myself with like floss.
And Offensive Rookie of the Year actually goes to Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants, not Baker Mayfield. A lot of people did think
deserves
because Baker is the quarterback that the quarterback would typically win the award, but Saquon had some great numbers on a losing team and gets Offensive Player of the Year. I think you could. I mean,
Couldn't they do a co?
if we were a debate show, I guess we could debate it, but I really think it was so close. I don't have a problem with either one of them winning the award, honestly.
Well, you know what? They've done fucking. They've done co MVPs.
Yeah.
Can they not do co Rookie of the Year?
They could, but it waters down the award, in my opinion. Like, just either win it or
Cut the
don't.
trophy in half.
Who was it? What
This week
pay?
my house, next week your house.
Trade off. So, like, what was it that one year?
Yeah.
Peyton Manning shared it with. Who was it? Brett Favre or no. It was one of the black quarterbacks. It was Donovan McNabb or Steve McNair.
Will Smith.
Steve McNair. That's
Steve
right.
McNair. That's right.
Will Smith.
It was not Will Smith.
It was not Will Smith.
He played basketball.
Uh-oh.
Phone died.
Phone died.
That's okay.
We were worried about that.
Fuck. How long were
That's
we
fine,
going?
How far are we in? Let's see.
A little over 2 hours.
We're a little over 2 hours.
Well, and
Okay.
I had told you, I was
People will
like,
have to
let's
go
see
to
if
the
we can
YouTube
try and
channel
get
to hear
it.
the
Have
rest.
something to charge it with you.
It was fully charged. Next time I'll bring the charger
Yeah,
with it and have it
we're,
plugged in.
yeah, we're raw dogging it.
We are totally raw dogging it.
It's a learning
It
experience.
may or may not be pregnant right now.
2-hour teaser video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to get into the Super Bowl, especially since we're past 2
Here, it's
hours.
charging.
Right now. Nostradamus obviously flipped a coin in his head and picked the Patriots. But I want to kind of break down if you go with matchups, if you want to say experience, you've obviously got to go with the Patriots. If you are saying coach versus coach, a lot of times you'd give the edge to Belichick, of course.
Most of the time.
Quarterback versus quarterback, you'd give the edge to Brady. So then you have to look at the other intangibles. A lot of times the game's won by the offensive and defensive lines. You know, who has that advantage?
Well, the Rams would have the defensive line, right?
I would think so. If you've got the defensive player of the year, and then next to him is Ndamukong Suh, that seems like that would be. I'd want to give them the advantage there.
Plus the corner.
The corners are, Peters and Talib for the Rams. So it seems like
Maybe
the
offense
style of
versus
play.
defense, or
It seems like, or this is what I feel anyway. I feel like the Rams' best opportunity to win this game. It seems like when the Patriots have difficulty is when you're able to get pressure from the defensive line, and you're able to don't go into zone. If you go into zone against Brady, Brady picks your zone apart. But if you're able to go man to man, and you've got guys like Peters and Talib, you can go man to man. I feel like if you can go man to man and then blitz, you've got a shot at getting at Tom Brady, throwing off their rhythm. It's all rhythm passing with them. Yeah. You know, he knows that in so many seconds, Edelman's going to break this way, and that he's just going to put the ball there, and he knows Edelman will be there at that spot at that time.
he's going to West Coast offense the shit out of it.
If you disrupt that rhythm, you're going to take Brady and that rhythm out of sync, and he's going to start missing passes, maybe even gets hit a couple of times. And the cover corners are going to be able to do their job. I feel like Peters and Talib can do.
Oh, yeah.
And Talib's been here before. It's not like he's scared of the moment.
Right.
But I feel like.
Well, and he played with Brady and the Patriots and stuff, so he probably, maybe he has a little inside.
No.
Yeah. So the Rams, that's their best opportunity is if they go with the blitz, they do single coverage.
Are you talking about blitz just like, because like the first Giants win against them, it wasn't
They got
the first
pressure
one.
off their front four.
Was it it was the first one because they called it the NASCAR package because they're telling the defensive line like, dude, we're not going to give you any fucking help most of the game.
Yeah.
We want you 4 people to put the pressure on Brady and just let the rest of the 7 just cover.
Yeah.
And he was running for his life the whole time.
Well, remember, you've got Aaron Donald who got 22 sacks this year. Aaron Donald's not going one-on-one with anybody.
No.
He's getting 22 sacks where most of the time
Double-teamed.
he's being double-teamed. And if you don't think the Patriots aren't going to double-team him today, you're crazy. He's going to be double-teamed. But the problem,
they might triple team
but the
him.
problem with that is you've got Ndamukong Suh. You can't forget about that,
But he
dude.
also disappears at times too.
He has disappeared, but here lately he's not. He was great in the last 2 playoff
Playing
games.
inspired.
He sees the Super Bowl in the
And so that's going to be a real key for them. And if they're able to every now and kind of disguise and send some linebackers up, the weakness of the Rams is their linebacking core. Are they going to be able to cover the running back? The Patriots love throwing to their running backs out of the backfield. Are they going to be able to handle that? If they can't, it's going to be a long day. We're going to see a lot of James White and Rex Burkhead and maybe the bald boy. They bring out the bald boy, some white guy, the little white guy they throw to, and he's just running all over. But that's going to be the key to the game.
As long as fucking Giselle doesn't get pissed off because people are dropping the balls.
Well, if they lose, she will get pissed, and she might
It's
divorce
their
Brady.
fault.
She'll divorce Brady. So that's a Super Bowl side bet. Will Giselle divorce? I'm just kidding. Ooh, I don't know about
Did you
that.
see some of the prop bets? I saw one that said Zion Williams rebounds and points combined against points totals for the first half.
Really?
Yes.
Because they play today, right?
Yeah. No,
Does
they
Tom
played
Brady
yesterday.
or
So
Oh.
he got a total of 35 combined. So now, and he was favored by 5.5.
He was favored by 5.5.
Yes.
That's funny. The prop bets get really interesting. I mean, they get so far out in left field on the prop bets on things that you can bet on.
Right.
It's
Del Fuego.
People love betting stuff.
I'm impressed.
Oh yeah. In Vegas. Yeah.
I like.
I'm impressed.
What are you impressed with?
Well, the first two things say Giselle Bunchins. It sounds like butt chin. I guess I never. I didn't know that was her fucking last name. It's just like she's one of those people with one name, like Madonna's. But anyways,
You're like mad about her name though.
Yeah.
yeah, her name's Butt. Well, no,
He
I
is,
just
yeah,
don't
he's-
like her because she's a fucking bitch. But yeah,
You don't even know her.
He does now. They talk.
yeah, I do.
They
She
Snapchat.
blamed Wes Welker for Tom Brady losing
They
that
Snapchat
Super
each
Bowl.
other, and it gets intense.
Anyways, it says her 2016 salary dwarfs Tom Brady's by more than you'd think.
Is it a Kardashian kind of thing?
I think so. It's one of those because that's what I had going on in my head. It's like if Kylie Jenner can be close to a billionaire because of makeup, and they put out these lines of products.
Also, so that
Well, yeah, but Giselle, I mean, she's a supermodel, so she can put out lines of products, and Tom consistently takes a pay cut at quarterback. He literally makes half, and now your salary in the NFL would be dwarfed anyway by some of these endorsement things anyway. But he makes less than half of what your top quarterbacks make right now in the NFL.
Well,
Because he
that's
intentionally takes a pay cut.
And it says it's estimated that Brady has a net worth of $180 million. If you add his wife Giselle into the calculation, the number is closer to $540 million.
Yeah.
Holy
There is
shit.
money in makeup and fragrances and stuff like that. That's why
Cosmetics,
Kylie and them are
So
making all that money.
Think Tom Brady taking a pay cut, taking a pay cut.
But here's another thing that's
because
interesting.
he still gets the endorsements.
There is.
Hold on a second.
And his wife's money.
This
Yeah.
is interesting. It says, but Tom Brady making this much money is how he can splurge on things like $16,000 diets, extensive training routines, and real estate.
I mean, if you
So
make
if they got
$180
divorced-
million, $16,000 diets, no big deal.
She have to pay
Yeah.
him.
I think so. He needs to take half if they divorce.
But he owns real estate too, so I guess they're not equating
Right.
his real estate that he owns.
They're fine. They're
into-
generally
I was just wanting to
But her-
see who was worth more, but. you know.
But her investment is in makeup.
I don't know what her
Like it
investments
so much
are in.
easier.
I was just comparing. I was thinking like the Kylie Jenner or the Kardashian or even what's her name, Paris Hilton. She makes millions upon millions off of all clothing line, makeup,
Purses.
fragrances. It's the same thing. It's the same play. These people all
Chihuahua
learn.
bags.
These people all learned from Paris Hilton, and they're all doing this thing, and they're now
Agreed.
making just obscene money.
That makeup stuff, you know what? I didn't realize till recently. My wife and I were at Walmart, and she needed to go into the makeup area. This particular Walmart, and I think it's this one over here. They've got like the makeup area locked and secure.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a person there.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
And cameras
expensive.
for every lane.
Oh yeah. Well, if you'd listen to one of the shows, I'm pretty sure I said when I worked at Walgreens, you see these fucking lowlifes come in and everything like that, and they make a beeline for the cosmetics. You're like, well, they're here to fucking steal.
Where do they sell it? Where can they possibly sell it?
Macy's or like the high end shit.
You mean the people that steal it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Facebook. They should sell that shit on Facebook. They've got plenty of places. That's where the fucking tweaker that I let stay with me for that week or whatever. That's why I have baby formula in my apartment.
Tweaker. She'd sell anything.
Yeah.
I was just.
If you ever get hungry.
I was just surprised to see. I was just surprised they practically.
Expired by now.
Very nutritious.
I was just surprised that they practically patted down my wife on the way in. They're like, "Okay, are you carrying any knives or weapons?"
I went to buy razors and I tried to walk to another. No, sir, you gotta leave these here, or they put it in a box with the lock and key, and I had to walk around with this box.
Yeah.
It's a situation
It's
apparently.
like it's fucking 97-cent fucking razors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I really gonna do? Steal 97-cent razors? I'm gonna steal them. I'm gonna steal the high end shit.
Right, like I do.
I mean,
Because I just put a TV in the cart and walk right out. Since I'm white,
Right,
they
they
just
don't
let
tell
me
me.
go.
They just. Well, no, but you could be a white tweaker, but you know.
Well, but I'm not.
you're
I
fat.
wear my button-up shirt,
oh, you're a tweaker.
and I wear my button-up shirt, and I put on my fancy nerd glasses.
Yes, you're like,
And
where's
you're
my?
fat.
Hey guys, where's my latte?
Heck, I fucking wave at them on my way out. They're like, you're the person that's supposed to be checking my receipt that never does. I'm like, they're like, have a good day, sir, and I'm like, you too, you piece of shit.
Yes.
It's like, well, he doesn't seem to have any acne from the meth he's used.
I'm like, you might want to check that African American person who's doing nothing wrong.
You don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say that. You know they will. You know they will.
Sir, we need you to come into this back room with us.
Yeah,
I just walked in.
I look too trustworthy. I never get checked.
Yeah.
But then everybody.
But just take it from me, if you want to steal very expensive shit, just walk next to an African American person on the way out. Just wait for it. Like, okay, ready, here we go. Like, they're watching them, not me.
That's right.
Here we go.
Countdown, by the way, just real quick, countdown to kickoff, 3 hours, 46 minutes.
Wow. It's coming. It's happening. So anyway, yeah. Well, who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl today, Drunk Tim? Who you got?
Fucking Patriots. For that just absolutely debauched fucking play, the beyond obvious pass interference call that robbed the Saints, it kind of almost makes me wonder, is this like a team of destiny, that it was rigged just so the fucking Rams could, pay back the Patriots for beating them the first time that Brady beat them? But yeah, if I have to say, fucking Patriots.
Okay. All right.
You don't like it, but you would put money on it. You want the...
Fuck no, I wouldn't put money on it because like we were talking about earlier, all of the Patriots, Tom Brady Super Bowls have been every single one was either won or lost by a score.
Yeah.
But, okay, but if you were forced to put money on something, all the money...
He's gonna put money on her.
Shit, now we're talking. The party's arrived.
He's tall.
He's tall.
Isn't she that British chick that won that singing contest?
What was her name, damn it? The opera, Susan, damn it, I almost had
Boyle?
Boyle, good job.
Woo!
Oh,
Boyle.
actually, I know that name, but...
Yeah, Susan Boyle just walked in and Tim was checking her out.
Dude, we can make this happen.
I mean-
You've got wingmen all around you. We can make this happen.
We can make Susan Boyle happen. What the fuck?
I'm going in, Goose.
Now I gotta get her digits, man.
Hell yeah. Better have some numbers when you get back.
You have to worry about him. You never know when he's being serious, honestly.
He comes back with Susan Boyle. We're going to have her sing live. Well, recorded. Big Paul, who do you have for the Super Bowl?
I guess I'm just gonna have to go for the Rams. Just because I like underdogs, they're not favored, right? So
They're not favored.
So I want them to win. So I think they're gonna bring it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's all I've got.
So Drunk Tim picks the Patriots. Big Paul picks the Rams.
Yeah.
You want to weigh in or no?
Hopefully the Patriots do not win.
Does anybody?
Nobody roots for them anymore.
I actually know a Patriots fan.
Yeah, there's some scattered through.
Coincidentally, or
Yeah.
not so coincidentally, I didn't know he was a Patriots fan, but I did know he was a Yankees fan. And I was like, there's a common theme there. You're an asshole.
Yeah, how do you weigh this out? Now, I will speak for Jose. I already know his pick, and his voice is shot. So, Jose is...
You speak for him, and I will translate for him.
Okay, Jose, why'd you give the middle finger and grab your titties? You know what? He grabbed my titties
I think that's...
at least 4 times last night.
Of the two of us, who knows sign language?
You.
Thank you.
So, anyway, just want to throw that out there. Jose is picking the Rams to win the Super Bowl today. And then, okay.
You get there's no more Facebook anyway, so it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's not.
But
even,
I am
yeah,
actually.
There's a visual thing going on, but now it's all
and it's
audio.
slightly amusing. I'm trying
Yeah.
to. Okay, whatever. Fuck it.
That's all right.
It's not worth my energy.
Here's my thoughts on the Super Bowl.
Theater of the mind.
Right.
On paper, the Rams are the dominant team in this game. The problem with that is the last 2 games the Patriots have played, the team on paper that was better than them both times. The Chargers and the Chiefs on paper, talent-wise, was better than the Patriots.
Steamroll.
So it's the same thing with the Rams today. And so what I'm going to do, my prediction is, and it's twofold. I'm tired of being burned by predicting somebody to beat the Patriots and the Patriots keep freaking winning. So I'm going to pick the Patriots. And it's going to be twofold. I feel like I'm also jinxing the Patriots by picking them today.
Oh.
So not only...
Yeah, but by saying it out loud, I think you just...
No. Did that negate it by knocking on this hardwood table?
No, maybe you undid the...
What if I underwood it?
Underwood.
What if I...
You gotta
Underwood.
really mean it.
You ready, Jose?
I
It's like a birthday wish.
Yeah.
Say it out loud.
I think the Rams will have the majority of the advantages going in the game, and the Patriots will figure out, because we all think it's going to be close. Historically, the games are always close.
Rams will win by more than 8.
So I think if it's a close game and I've got to choose who's going to more likely win a close game, Jared Goff or Tom Brady, I would have to give the edge. I'd have to say Tom Brady is going to win.
What year's
Foles
Goff?
or Tom Brady? Who won by 8?
Well, wasn't Foles more seasoned though? Isn't this Goff's like junior
Nick
year?
Foles was sitting
Or
on the bench all season.
Yeah, Nick Foles was sitting on the bench.
I mean,
That's
true.
right.
I'm just saying.
But he had been in the league long enough to where he was considering retiring.
Nick Foles caught a touchdown pass. Tom Brady dropped his.
Oh.
Tom Brady looked
Tom
like the
Brady's
slowest man on earth on that play.
Tom Brady
too.
was also juked out Brian Urlacher. And trust me, I don't like saying
What?
good.
Did you really?
Do you not
I didn't
remember
even
that
hear-
famous thing? Like it's goal line, for whatever in
Oh,
goal
goal
on
line,
the,
you just beat
and
on
so
it.
Brady tucked it and ran towards the end zone, and
usually does.
Urlacher's like, "Bring it, Brady." And Brady does this little crappy move and like breaks Brian Urlacher's ankles.
This just
Brady's a
in.
Tucker.
Brady's a tucker. He
He's a
tucked it.
tucker.
Brady
Tuck
tucked
roll.
it. He did a tuck roll.
So his mom is a mother tucker.
His mom is a mother tucker. Now, you may or may not have seen this. Yesterday, just for fun, Usain Bolt
Yes.
did the 40-yard dash. You know, they always test these guys when they're going into the NFL. The fastest in a 40-yard dash time on record is 4.22.
I thought it was under that.
So Usain Bolt thought, hey, let's have a little fun with this. How would I do in this 40-yard dash in this environment?
In his sneakers.
Now I forget.
In-
Well, but before you say, because
Yeah.
I want to prep this just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember which contest Usain Bolt won.
He is the world champion.
No,
he's
he's
the
the
Olympic
fastest
gold
man.
medalist from Jamaica in the sprint, the 100 meter.
100 meter.
Yeah,
okay.
he's not quick as much as he is fast, but he is the fastest.
He's regarded
man
the
alive.
fastest man on earth.
Right, but that's 100 meters versus 40
yards.
Okay, God, I'm gonna have to
That's-
fucking
that's
do
a-
math.
Yeah, you carry the 2 and then you divide it by.
Goddamn. Okay, so
What
I want
the fuck?
I want to know. So how many
yards in a
is 40?
Yards per meter or
No,
meter per yard?
No, how many yards is 100 meters?
100 meters.
Very close.
It should
109.
be pretty close.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it really?
Yeah.
109.
It should be really close. Yeah.
It's 109 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's basically 40 yards
That's
versus
enough.
the entire football field and one
More of a
end zone.
first thing.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, he may not be conditioned to go that fast.
Yeah, his
in such a
acceleration.
short period
His
of time.
acceleration is nowhere near like a Devin Hester or a Hill or a
Jose.
Jose, yeah.
Jose
Okay.
Yeah, Border
Canseco.
Patrol, I bet you.
I'm sorry, I
I
felt.
bet you I break that 40-yard dash.
I think the Border Patrol
No,
now
we're
does
not. We're
clock
not.
people
We're not
and see how
talking
fast
about.
they are.
We're not talking about longevity. We're not talking about longevity in the sack.
Shit, he's really fast. That's Border Patrol's responsibility now.
Gun.
But I felt like that was important.
Can he outrun a bullet? Anyway.
If you can outrun
no,
a
radar
bullet,
gun.
you
Of
can
course,
outrun
they're
a-
Hicks because they're in Texas, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, of course you envision the Border Patrol guy. Yeah, he
We're gonna do
can.
a Mexican Chinese lady again.
Which is funny because a lot of
do it.
Border Patrol
I'll do
people
it.
are
Out of
Latinos. It's
control-
funny.
Out of control city.
And I didn't go out back with anybody today, so I just want to
See,
make
look,
that clear.
Jose's here now. You're losing your voice. What the ferg?
It's like pollination. It's like when you have
Pollination.
two
That's what
apple
I
trees in the area.
Like big pollination.
pollination. That's when I take over. That's when I'm president.
That should
The
be your. That should
pollination.
be your. That should be your stage name.
Pollination.
More of me.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry I derailed that a little bit, but I thought it was real important before you say what you're going to say about Usain.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Take into to put it in perspective of like what he is most conditioned for.
Right. Well, Usain Bolt tied that very record, the 4.22,
And his sneakers and
Yeah,
pajamas.
Bolt
in
is a
his
strider.
regular sneakers.
Okay.
Not any of the special
No
equipment.
cleats and-
By the way, did I mention, speaking of special sneakers, when I was up in Minnesota, you know the who was the before not Usain but the Michael Johnson.
Yeah, with the gold
Yeah,
ones.
I saw his shoes. So
Those are infamous, yeah.
So 3M was worked with. So I was up at the 3M factory. 3M helped to make those shoes. They're lightweight. 3M does a
Like
lot.
revolutionize them and stuff.
Yeah, so they have like in this glass box, you know, and anyway, they told this story about how expensive they were just in material. They were like over $1,000
Wow.
just for the material for the shoes. Not to mention like, you know, they were R&D.
Wait, just for like the prototype, or is this for like every pair that they fucking sell?
Each pair was $1,000
Fucking A.
just in material. Not
That's right. You can get them at Goodwill here in a couple of years for $30.
well, you know, what's funny is that.
Which is expensive for Goodwill.
Because they
Yeah, it
wanted,
is.
because Nike or whoever was working with 3M to make these things, he didn't wear shoes. They got in the way. So, but they wanted to brand something, and they're like, well,
They're
what if
like feet you can wear, or like.
they're like,
those
well, what if
things?
we make it so lightweight that you don't even notice and whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, whatever. And they had several prototypes that they tried, and he would take these really expensive ass shoes and throw them into the crowd when he was done.
That's cool.
So people just be having like some $1,000 gold shoes.
Yeah. Like, please, can I have security walk out with me?
Anyway, so I got to see the shoe, like one of the shoes under some.
Okay, this is a little ridiculous. Like they're showing like a little song performance, and they've got like a choir, like it's church. people are missing church to watch all of this stuff. They don't want to be reminded of it.
Agreed.
Like they've got their little church robes, their choir church robes on, and
Do you know how many
break dancing.
You know how many asshole preachers there were today going, now I know y'all are all looking forward to the Super Bowl today. And don't worry, you got it on DVR, you got it on record. I'll be done in a minute.
And anyways, the services are going to be way over before.
Yeah, and he's going, I know I'm going over, but I got some, they always go over on important, football game days is my point.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Anyway.
probably will too.
They
I
make comments about that.
So at least we're keeping with tradition.
We're basically preachers.
We are. We got a message. I don't know what I'm doing there.
Why were they attacked?
It's
I
a
don't
Christopher,
know.
I thought it was Christopher Walken.
Walken, yeah.
Hey, look, it's
So-
Super Bowl Sunday.
So the two of us picked the Patriots. The two of you picked the Rams. We'll see how that goes. And Nostradamus picked the Patriots. So I guess that's the
And
deciding vote.
my youngest
think
picked his
that's
nose.
I think that's just
Yes.
Jose's just like trying to will it into existence. I don't think
No,
he's
he
really-
legit picked them like
Yeah,
days
that's
ago.
That's what Chance is doing too.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to will the opposite into existence
Right.
by picking the Patriots.
He's going back door.
I'll go. Never mind.
He'll go back door.
Oh, I'll go back
You be a
door.
receiver, a wide receiver.
Yeah,
And
go
he'll
in a
come back
tight
with
end.
different man, apparently behind my back.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Oh man. So you are in fact listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Whiskey Dicks. Whiskey Dicks, your men's health solution. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I'm looking at Jose.
We know Jose doesn't have a problem.
Tits is also brought to you
He's
in
got
part
Jaeger
by
dick.
Tits is also brought to you in part by Jello Shots. Jello Shots, allowing women to make bad choices since before Bill Cosby. So we got to throw a little Cosby joke in there every now and then.
Because it's a Jello shot.
It is. Now, early this week, I'll tell you what.
Jello shots.
The NBA, and if you don't think for the second that the NBA is totally loving this, but the NBA has stolen some thunder from Super Bowl week this week.
Oh, not
No
to
pun
steal their
intended.
thunder.
But
Or did you mean to? No, you didn't.
You didn't mean to do that.
no.
But if
You got
they-
that shit-eating
if
grin
they
on your
just
face.
trade the Lakers today, people will be like, Super Bowl, what?
Right. But
the
free
Lakers aren't
agency.
playing. That'd be funny if it was like
Free
Lakers
agency
versus
in the
Boston
NBA
today.
is going on. And what opened up the can of worms this week was the agent for Anthony Davis came out and made it very clear that Anthony Davis, once out of New Orleans, is ready to be traded.
I saw that I didn't know this, but he has the same fucking agent as LeBron James.
Yes.
That was the big story at the beginning of the season.
Well,
Right.
and I saw the trade that the Lakers proposed, like fucking Ball, Rondo.
But I did see at the
Like
Falcons-
4 players and a first-round draft pick, and the thing on I think it was ESPN. It said that the Pelicans, such a terrifying mascot. The Pelicans were
Screaming.
like it was like a yawn.
Dude, a screaming pelican?
Which is
That's
okay,
funny shit.
'cause they're about to
That's a dirty
counteroffer,
dictionary thing.
And then whatever counter offer they do, Magic Johnson better say okay. I don't care what your counter offer is.
Get his ass
Take
there.
something.
A screaming pelican is when you dip your dick in the sand, then you do her in the butt right there on the beach. That's a screaming pelican. So, just dipping that in there.
The grandma.
Just
No pun
sticking it in with the sand,
intended.
and then I just imagine this girl.
It's like a sandpaper dildo.
Yeah. So,
I wish we'd have gotten that on video. Then.
so New Orleans right now has just got to be out of their minds. If you're a sports fan, New Orleans, I feel sorry for you. You got robbed by the NFL. Get over it, by the way. Like, this is getting embarrassing.
Nothing's gonna happen. You could sign 200
And
million petitions.
now your biggest star for your basketball team has really just made it known, I want out of here because you haven't really done anything to help your star
Put
out.
people around me.
So he
Like
wants
the
out.
LeBron James thing in Cleveland.
A lot of people highly regard that he's going to end up with the Lakers, even though right now in New Orleans, you can tell the ownership does not want to deal with the Lakers at all. They're pissed. They're pissed at LeBron James for even coming out and talking, and they consider they tampered. So New Orleans wants to do everything they can to keep him from going to LA. The problem is they may end up, at the end of the day, not having a choice, not a good choice.
And get nothing out of the deal.
Right. You end up getting nothing out of the deal if you go too long.
So you're saying take this deal now if you're New Orleans.
On things like this, you got to take the deal earlier. The more you wait, the more things can happen and line up. Think Paul George. The Lakers thought they had Paul George. Like they figured it was a shoe-in. So they just let it go. They didn't actively pursue him. What did he do? He stayed in Oklahoma City. They lost that. The only free agent they got was LeBron James. I mean, big name.
Whoa.
Big name.
That's it? That's all? Just LeBron James?
Yeah,
Recently?
but like you said many times, Jose.
I'm talking about recently.
No, what I'm saying is, that's all LeBron James.
Well, yeah,
But that's
well,
all
I mean,
they've got right there. It's just LeBron.
But that's all they
and a
got,
bunch of
and
nobodies.
obviously they need more with him out. What's been their wonderful record?
But you can't get more without getting piece number one for
That's true. And so by them waiting, they didn't get LeBron James and Paul George.
Right.
They only got LeBron James.
Yeah, because that's what they were.
And so now they're having to fight for, well, we need to try to get Anthony Davis, and now we got to try to pull Klay Thompson. We got to do this. So
you get Anthony Davis. I think
New Orleans being a small market's in a bad situation because
they only really support their
if
football
they
teams.
wait, they could lose it all and not get anything in return. Kind of like how, of course, we were a little blindsided by KD, to be honest. Yeah. But Anthony Davis, you got to give Anthony Davis a little credit. At least he's letting him know in advance, hey, I want out. KD made it sound like he was staying, and then oh, by the way, I'm going over here. What the hell on the deadline? We didn't even let you do a trade.
St. Presti's like, motherfucker, I just made all these trades. I just traded Ibaka away and got Oladipo and all this shit that really panned out real well.
Oladipo was a stud when he went to the
Pacers. Yep.
He is now. He was in Orlando.
It's in the best interest right now for New Orleans to get the best deal they possibly can. Some people are thinking about Boston, how that's a possible move. Davis's dad has come out and said he doesn't want his son going to Boston because of the how Boston dealt with Isaiah Thomas in that trade, that they weren't loyal, as his own son's not being loyal in the middle of his contract to his team. It's a little double standard-ish, but whatever. But it's like where he'll end up. I mean, most likely it would be the Lakers. I would think so. But things always happen.
through hell or hell water.
Yeah, things happen.
They're going to do like Spurs did with Kawhi, though. They're not going to let him. I don't think so.
You don't think so? And that's true. The Spurs were hell bent, like, no, we're not giving Kawhi. We're not giving Kawhi to Lakers. F you. And then he ends up in Toronto. That could very well happen. That's a big time possibility.
What are you saying? They're gonna get Kawhi to LA? Or?
No. He's saying that the New Orleans will stand their ground and they will trade him. But they're not going to trade him to LA. They're going to give him to just about anybody else.
Yeah, but
just
who's
to
gonna
spite
give
him.
up key pieces, knowing he's not going to stay with them.
Take a bag of Skittles.
I don't know.
Now,
I'm not saying.
Toronto was able to do it because they were going to get rid of.
Well, they
DeRozan
swapped,
regardless.
and they swapped star for star and some bit
They
pieces.
had to move DeRozan regardless. So.
Right. But this is a different situation because I don't think you can't really swap star for star on this. So you're right. LA right now has the best pieces to give. I mean, Boston has some too, but they haven't shown a real willingness to give them up.
They can't until the summer.
And they can't until the summer.
Well, that deal that the Lakers were offering New Orleans,
if you get
fucking 4 players for 1 player, so that's 3 players missing from their roster.
Come to OKC. We got a spot for him now.
Yeah, just bring Anthony Davis to Oklahoma City.
They're saying the counter offer.
We'll give him Adams and
first round picks, and
that's about it.
Which I don't care if you're Magic Johnson, you take that counter offer.
Really?
Whatever they counter offer, you fucking take that shit.
Well, do you think that's really a good idea? I mean, I know Anthony Davis is great. There's no doubt about that.
But you also got to think, you get Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson's chance of coming is even higher.
Yeah, higher,
So
but not guaranteed.
2 first round picks for an Anthony Davis and a possible Klay Thompson, you'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Klay Thompson going to LA? Or
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation if he doesn't get a max deal with Golden State that he's willing. Now, his father obviously really wants him to come to the Lakers. He was a former Laker player.
Is this his free agent year after?
Yeah,
after
and so
the season?
if Golden State doesn't give him the max, and I don't know that they can afford to give him the max.
They can't.
Honestly.
They just got Cousins and
Because
stuff.
they're
Didn't
busy
he get a
trying to
big
keep
Cousins?
they're busy trying to keep KD. Well, yeah, Cousins is on a 1-year deal. He's
But-
actually making league minimum right
But if
now.
KD leaves,
Fuck.
if KD leaves, he can actually. They can
Hey,
afford to give him-
pregame brought to you in part by Turkish Airlines.
Wow.
Everybody in the United States flies those.
Turkish. Yeah, you
No,
get
that
a-
goes with our dirty dictionary
Yeah,
stuff.
it does. Hey, if you fly Turkish Airlines, you might get a Turkish hand.
Job.
I was gonna say job.
Well, no, because like every time you put Turkish in front of something, it sounds dirty.
Ears, so I'm good. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You just seem so nice.
Lies.
Yeah.
Looks can be deceiving sometimes.
See.
Oh yeah. Don't judge
Man.
a book by its cover.
I'm a
Yeah.
Gemini.
Oh snap.
I'm Mexican.
and so just seeing this right now, they're saying there's rumors. NBA, they're saying that the Raptors are a dark horse for getting Anthony Davis. There are other,
But they're not gonna give up Kawhi though, right?
No.
No,
That would be scary.
There's other possibilities.
What are they gonna give up, though?
I don't
What are
know.
they gonna give up that would make the Pelicans any better?
But remember, the New Orleans right now, they're acting out of emotion, and when you act out of emotion, you don't always make the smartest choices.
You're not thinking clearly.
If you might be a little bit more lenient to an organization like Toronto and take less, as opposed to the Lakers, who you're pissed off at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're still getting a Rondo who's
You're
got
trying to
rings.
make the Lakers give up their entire team plus their draft picks for the next decade.
So that's
That's
just
who they
that.
For the next decade. I just heard it was like for one first-round draft pick. Which to me, maybe I'm dumb, but I don't
There's no maybe.
feel like fuck off. I don't feel like in the NBA, I don't feel like draft picks are as big of a fucking deal
gotta guess
as they
right.
are in the NFL.
You gotta guess it right.
Yeah.
I know it's like, James Harden, like, who the fuck is that? Westbrook, who the fuck is that?
Kuzma. Nobody knew who Kuzma
No, nobody knew who Kuzma was coming out.
Kuzma's that stud for the Mavericks.
Lakers.
Just Kyle Kuzma.
You're thinking of Doncic.
Oh, Doncic, yeah.
And that'll lead right
People
into
knew-
the
people knew about Doncic.
yeah,
I
and,
didn't.
and that'll lead into the big trade this week that took place.
I'm all ears. I don't
The
know.
New York Knicks have traded Kristaps Porzingis to the Dallas Mavericks.
Porzingis is,
And some other blah players, whatever. They also get Hardaway Jr. That's right, Hardaway
Contract.
Jr.
Like a contract.
Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of some really bad contracts for the Knicks. A lot of people look at it as a win for Dallas, but the honest, brutal truth is that the winner of that trade was the Knicks. They lose some bad contracts,
And get Dennis Smith Jr.
and they get Dennis Smith Jr., who's really you don't hear too much about him, but he's a really, really nice player. And their salary cap now, the ceiling is, they can now afford a couple of max
DeAndre
contracts.
Jordan could still play.
DeAndre Jordan can play, and they've also got draft picks now. And remember the
DeAndre
Knicks,
Jordan for the...
who used to play for the Clippers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
he was at the Mavericks, but now,
Fuck.
Now he's with New York.
yeah, he's getting passed around like your ex-wife. Like he's
All around the
I'm
world.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Ex-wife jokes. We got ex-wife jokes.
Oh, yeah. Those are my favorites to use
Everybody's
at
a
work.
fucking comedian.
But people forget the Knicks also, with their horrible record this year, will have a pretty decent opportunity at getting someone like a Zion Williamson out at Duke or at R.J. Barrett.
Barrett's better.
I think so too.
I've heard about Barrett.
I think so too. But needless to say, you get a great draft pick out of the deal. Plus, you're getting these. Plus, you can afford max contracts.
Right.
you can lure people in. It's New York. It's Madison Square Garden.
You got some shit to deal with. Yeah,
The Knicks might actually be able to become relevant. They're in a position to do it. They might screw it up.
They probably will, because look at what they've done for the last, fucking decade almost?
Yeah. But they have the opportunity now because of this trade. So, and Porzingis, I hate to say it, he's a 7'3" guy that just came off a blown ACL.
Yummy.
Guys that are over 7 feet that have these injuries, they don't seem to get better over time, by the way.
Unless you're Adrian Peterson.
Yao Ming never was the same.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could start just listing off all these 7'3", 7'4", these big guys. Once they get injured, it just doesn't, they're not the same. They're just not, and so you wonder the same thing about Porzingis.
And of course, don't ever forget about the great and mighty Sean. Oh, fuck, he fucked me up.
Bradley.
Sean Bradley.
Oh, God.
The 7'6" guy who wore the number 76, who played for the 76ers.
Manute Bol, Africa's chopsticks, that was able to play basketball.
Chopsticks.
How about that for an alias? I'm Africa's chopsticks.
Who Michael Jordan just barely tapped defending him and just,
He's,
Hey, Michael Jordan was strong, okay?
He was a strong.
Yeah,
he worked weights.
And he was black.
He was black.
They both were.
Still is.
No one's African.
Still is, I hope. Unless he's got that disease Michael Jackson had.
You think KD's
Oh my
going to
God.
New York?
Child molestation.
That's a possibility. KD
Oh,
could go to New
shit.
York, especially if Anthony Davis goes to the Lakers. Because now you're bottlenecked. You can't take Anthony Davis and KD. I think KD could go to New York. I don't think.
Katie doesn't want to be the man, though.
But if he
KD
goes and
doesn't want to
somebody
be the
else
man?
goes, if somebody else goes, he wouldn't necessarily have to be the man.
If you get Anthony Davis, we need either Kyrie or Klay Thompson to go with.
And that's a possibility. Kyrie's made it known he's not happy in Boston. He's kind of a drama case. I don't know, but
Del Fuego might understand that one more than I do. I guess he's a player
I could
that.
have made it to the Super Bowl, but then I got high. Yeah, that's Josh Gordon.
Then I got.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
Who-
couldn't recognize.
Repeatedly gets suspended from the NFL for getting high.
I would have recognized it if he was in his.
Could have gone to the
Browns
Super Bowl,
stuff.
but then I got high. That's Josh Gordon. Yeah. Anyway, so also in the NBA, got to mention it. James Harden is on an absolute tear right now. Last night he scored 43 points in their defeat of the Utah Jazz. Score was 125-98. This is now.
Fuck.
This is significant because this is now the 26th game in a row where he scored 30 or more points, which is now third of all time.
But Friday, he barely got the 30th point.
Barely.
When they were down by like 3 million with a minute left to go.
But it's not horseshoes and hand grenades, so
He got it.
it still counts.
He got it. He's in third. The only person above him with the other two games,
Will Chamberlain.
it's just Will Chamberlain.
Oh, both times.
Yeah, he did it both times. He
61 and
he had
62.
He had a streak of 31 games. That's what Harden's getting close to. And then Chamberlain had a streak of 65 games of
Which
30
no
points
one
or
will
more.
ever get to.
I wouldn't think so. But hey,
No,
never
not-
say never. But that is
Not in this day and age, dude.
that's like an NBA player scoring 100 points in a game. Will they ever get that mark by Chamberlain? I doubt it.
Kobe went insane and
Kobe-
had 81, and
Yeah.
there just wasn't I mean, maybe if they'd have gone into like triple overtime or
And you
something.
get blown up on Twitter for doing that too. Like, oh, guy, he never passes the ball. You just get, I don't know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's unlikely. I don't know what's more impossible, the 56-game hit streak by DiMaggio, or, I mean, there's like records like that you're like,
That's the hardest one.
Or
you think that'll stand? That's the
I think
or
that's the
most
hardest
difficult?
the college football win streak.
college football win streak, I think, can even be beaten.
Miami Hurricanes.
I don't
were
think
close.
there's as much parity in college football as people think. It's the same damn teams every year. But I think a 56-game hit streak is really effing impossible. I mean, it's man, that's almost half a
Yeah,
season.
that's what I'm thinking about.
No, that's more. That's
Days
go around
that
a
you
third,
just
a little
walk
over a
every
third.
time, you know?
Yeah, people will do dirty shit just to make sure you don't get that record. You know?
Oh yeah, they'll walk you or
Hit you
or
every
hit
time.
you
Right.
with pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what's going on. Needed to mention James Harden there and what he's got going on. And then we're going to talk a little hockey. What are you looking for?
Why did you stop? I was letting you charge your phone. And where is my charger?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
It's charging.
Oh, okay.
Because I was
Tim is
looking.
the
Were you gonna
logistics
do it? Were you gonna
police
do
today.
a? Were you gonna do a Tinder update since
You
we are
don't-
no longer live?
You don't
or-
see it, but he was questioning why Kenneth went that way instead of this way, which was because of the cords.
Oh.
Well, no, because
Logistics. And now he's worried about the phone. He's on his logistics game today.
Yeah.
He's like, I got the logistics down, y'all. Come on.
Common
I've
sense
researched it.
by far.
all right. So
He's on it. He's like a bouncer at a. He's watching. He's like, is that guy getting out of hand? Yeah, he's all right.
And you're listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Jello Shots. Jello Shots. See you in a couple of days. So we've talked Super Bowl. We've made our predictions. We've got Nostradamus who came in. It was very vague and predicted that Star Wars would happen. And so take that for whatever it's worth. And now it's really fun time. Now it's time to play a little game, and Jose gets to play along. A little game called Dirty Dictionary.
I've been really trying,
Super Bowl edition, Dirty Dictionary.
Trying to hold back that feeling, baby.
Stick it in, take it out, put it back in.
But
What?
no sin this time.
Yeah. What's your zip code? I don't know.
The last 2 days have made me realize I need new friends.
Yeah, I know. He kept saying that at the bar last night. Like, God, why do I keep inviting you? This is a good charger, by the way. This died at the 2-hour mark. This thing is already at 62% back to health.
Jesus.
I know.
It was actually dead though.
Yeah, it died.
You just got a supercharger.
It's a really good charger, man.
I concur.
Actually, well, it came with the phone. It's not like I didn't buy a new one.
Either that or the phone battery. I don't know. I doubt
No,
it. The
from what
charger's
I've
probably
heard of
good.
the box or whatever, I've heard, because the different.
Usually it has a lot to do with the cord. Or
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I heard. Like those ones that are like nylon or rope.
Well,
are
one thing
supposed to
that's
be the good
weird, I
ones.
think I told you guys whenever, because my phone was dead when I got here, so I started charging it and it got charged fast. It's faster charging here than at Denny's. It's weird.
All right, so this is Super Bowl edition today. Remember, we've got the New England Patriots facing off with the Los Angeles Rams.
Don't you mean St. Louis?
So, oh my God. So anyway, first thing on the agenda, what do you think a New England clam bake is?
New England what?
Clam bake.
Okay, so I'm thinking clam is the vagina,
Okay.
right? Because, like a clam, it opens up and stuff. It kind of looks like the flower, the petals of the vagina. So, oh my God, you're shitting into a vagina!
I've got two definitions, but I'm interested to see what you think it is.
All right, that's mine. Jose, Paul, you
I
go.
can't even imagine what the fucking New England clam bake is.
You're about
Okay.
to hear some disturbing shit. I just want to prepare you.
God, that one's tough because I went two ways about it. Like I'm doing like Tim, but then I also
You thought
there-
the clam was the vagina, or
Yeah, no, but I'm also I'm going like to the clam bake song. That's clam bake. It's an Elvis song, so I'm like, I don't know.
shit? That's one I don't know.
I'm lost on this one.
That's,
I give
that
up.
was when Elvis was underground. So
Those are Elvis deep
Still
tracks.
underground.
He's
So,
still
do
underground.
you even have do you have a guess that you can muster or
I'm lost. I don't have one. I'm
nothing?
clam bake.
Man,
Okay.
I've got three freaking
Put pussy in the
definitions.
microwave.
Or no, she gets a sunburn on her pussy, and then you fuck her sunburnt pussy.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I love it. It's like we're coming up with our own.
It's almost like I should be saying it.
SP
What is whenever you
SPF 50.
Okay, you take off. You take some pearls, you shove it up there.
What, you're doing it like with a fist? Like, what are you, Christian Grey in it? Like,
What the fuck is a clam bake anyway? You just get a big pot and put a bunch of clams in it.
Ooh, it's a fundraiser.
and put it in the oven.
Why does he go fundraiser?
It's a fundraiser. I love it. Welcome to our New England clam bake.
You're thinking of a cake, like a cake bake.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
I don't think they do it with a clam though. But
right.
I know, but he's doing a playoff.
Oh, I see.
That's
yeah.
right.
Very true.
It
That's
doesn't
a
get
totally
very hot in
different
New
one.
England. Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
All right, I won't go with the first one. I feel like the first one's lame, but here's the second
Well,
one.
tell us the second one and then tell us the first lame one.
All right, the second one is insert New England clam chowder up your partner's ass and then shove your cock in and blow a load and then felch the contents.
What is
Felch?
felch? Here we go.
Like dig out the cum and the clam chowder out of their ass.
Here's the wormhole. Felch, the act of sucking or licking ejaculate out of the orifice in which they were deposited.
Oh, like a, what do they call that? A cum or a cream pie? Yeah.
Right. Now the
Oh
initial.
man, did you pick a
So
bad
when you're sucking the semen out of the asshole that you put the clam chowder in.
Yes.
So the clam chowder goes in the asshole. You fuck them in the ass and you cum in the ass.
That is a New England clam bake. Yes.
So are you getting any? Well, you're bound to get some of the clam chowder
So
too
there's no
on top.
salad.
Yeah, you get the flavor of the chowder.
So there's
Yeah.
no selling.
There's no what?
No selling. We didn't sell shit.
There's no cell.
No selling. You're not selling
We're
shit.
a non-profit organization.
Now, the first one is farting in the shower to create a steamy pile of stench that is generally worse smelling than any other type of fart. Particularly effective when a significant other is present for humor and suffrage.
Well,
Now,
because
because
clam
of the
chowder
reason-
smells bad.
yeah.
No, it's because of the heat of the,
The
shower.
steam,
And
the steam of the shower, yeah. It's like a bake, yeah. But here's the third one. When a girl sitting down farts, letting the flatulence flow up through the pussy lips over the clit.
That's not a good one.
That
either.
sounds a little bit.
I like the
kinda,
second one the best.
I
Oh, yeah.
agree with you.
You're using
third
actual
one kinda
food
sounds a
to
little
go
bit
up somebody's
like-
ass.
Yeah, and you know what? I
It's
almost.
gotta be New England clam chowder. It can't be any other clam chowder.
No, it's specifically a New England clam bake.
New
It can't be a
England clam
Manhattan.
This
chowder.
is the kind Brady likes.
Yeah. If you do a Manhattan clam bake,
Giselle's like, oh,
then
it's
you're
Wes
using
Welker's
Manhattan
fault.
clam chowder. And Manhattan is the red, and so it looks like you're bleeding out the ass.
I'm just now catching up. That's,
Nice.
that's what makes this a Super Bowl reference.
Edition. Yeah, because we're doing New England and Los Angeles stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so with that said, what do you think a Los Angeles smog is?
It's got to be fart, obviously.
Right, there's gotta
like
be
a Dutch
farting
oven type of thing, maybe.
Lost.
Daily drive.
It's what?
Daily
A
drive.
daily drive.
I like that. I'm gonna go. It's farting in a car.
Okay.
Through the smog that you're driving through, anyways. With the vents on.
Turning up the heat
Yeah.
in a car, and rolling up the windows and
That's
farting.
that's a new version of hotboxing right there.
Right.
Usually you're doing with weed, but yeah, just a lot of people that's eating a lot of frijoles and then
Suckle.
It's hotboxing your fart.
Yeah.
I love the guesses. Actually, these are great. They're not close,
Damn it.
but I love it.
it doesn't matter how close we are. I think to be
Even
honest
that's
with you-
entertaining as well. The guesses are like just as entertaining a lot of times as the actual. Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think. I think it's funnier when we come up with our own versions of it, as opposed to some of the times when we're kind of close.
Yeah.
So.
Los Angeles smog is the sexual act of rubbing your salty skin baton in baby powder and proceeding to anally plunder your partner. When the anal is done, the person The person receiving the anal poundage then releases his or her stanky butt wind into the other person's face, resembling the smog that covers the city of Los Angeles.
Because it's now brown, even though the baby powder initially is white.
I'll say at least both of these, what they have in common that a lot of these Dirty Dictionary terms don't,
Yes.
is that the place of origin has something to do with the act, like the Alaskan pipeline
Fire dragon.
or the fire dragon. Yeah, there is a you know what an Alaskan pipeline is, right?
It's been confirmed that it's in the past.
You know what an Alaskan pipeline is?
No.
You come into it, condom, put that in a freezer, then you take it out once it's frozen, and you use it as like a
Use it a
dildo.
dildo.
Right.
Yes.
That's
a
the
sex
Alaskan
device.
pipeline.
Now, the Super Bowl today is being played in the city of Atlanta. And so
Nice.
I'd like to know today what you think Atlanta Claus is.
Is this? Are we still playing Dirty Dictionary?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're still playing.
Atlanta Claus.
Atlanta Claus.
I'm guessing it's like Santa Claus.
There's
Is
Santa
it
Claus.
Like, is it like a Santa Claus,
There's
or is it like a clause like in a
There's-
contract?
Right.
There's Santa Claus and there's Atlanta Claus.
You cannot fool me, boss. There's no such thing as a Santa Claus.
Like, well, it's like when you pay your taxes. Like I don't ever pay my Dallas taxes.
Taxes? I have an uncle that lives in taxes. No, man, I'm talking about cash. Dollars. That's where he lives. Dollars, taxes.
Old Mark's brother.
Okay,
Jew
so-
jokes.
Atlanta.
Sorry about
Turkish Airlines.
Atlanta.
She doesn't look Turkish at all.
I don't know Atlanta enough.
Like a gangster.
A Ridley Scott film.
I don't know enough about Atlanta.
Atlanta Claus. What's Atlanta Claus?
It's going to be something impugning the city of Atlanta in some
What do
way.
with black people?
Well, Atlanta is where the dirty birds kick the tree.
Santa Claus doesn't visit Atlanta. It's a trick question.
Well, and Ted Turner, of course, is like the king of Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is more than I know about Atlanta, honestly.
Yes.
You don't know
Yeah,
fucking
because
Ted
you
Turner?
All
I
right.
know who Ted Turner is, but I
Oh,
don't
well,
know.
he owns the Atlanta
What is it?
Braves, I believe. Or
Yes, yeah, he's part of TBS and
TBS
TNT.
and
He's,
TNT, he
he's the
owns
cable
those.
conglomerate guy, yeah.
lots of money. Fuck. Actually,
I give up. I don't think I
even
could
have an
even.
idea.
Atlanta Claus is, all right, in the true spirit of the A, meaning Atlanta, not the asshole. Atlanta Claus steals presents rather than giving them. Atlanta Claus outfits himself in an oversized Michael Vick jersey and the traditional Santa hat. His beard is more likely to be scraggly than full and white. Atlanta Claus drinks heavily and smokes Black and Miles.
So he's like a homeless guy.
Was that
Oh,
right?
so he's the opposite of Ted Turner.
I told you how to do this.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah,
Did
Atlanta
you have
Claus.
something to do with black people?
Yes.
Is that what you
If
said?
the Falcons
Oh,
ever won the
nice.
Super Bowl, there would be a lot of Atlanta Clauses out in the streets,
Oh yeah.
probably ripping the city to shreds.
Pilfering.
And you're probably wondering, how can I use that in a sentence? I have such a sentence for you.
Nice.
God damn it. Atlanta Claus broke my back window and jacked my CD player. Because, you know, those are so prevalent nowadays.
Wow. When
We've dated the
Yeah.
entry of this dirty dictionary.
Yeah, 2006.
dated
Back my
it.
Walkman.
Here's an actual quote. Here's an actual quote from Atlanta Claus. Hey, cuz,
Why am I not surprised?
you need to hand over them presents for real, boy. That's Atlanta Claus,
That
everybody.
boy as in B-O-I.
B-O-I. Very good. Look at you knowing your stuff.
slang, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
He's had a lot of black in
somebody has gone out of their way to hate on people from Atlanta.
Atlanta's pretty notorious.
I've heard it can be rough.
All right. And then the final one. I didn't want to go out with Atlanta Claus. Although the Super Bowl's in Atlanta, so
Right.
Well, you've done New
You're
England,
good.
you've done
Yeah.
L.A. and Atlanta. It's fitting.
You don't have to feel bad. It's good. Yeah.
I feel
so
like
far
this
you're
is
in.
I feel like this is a good closer. What do
Okay.
you think an Alaskan halibut is?
Fish. Duh.
It could be.
It is
fuck.
fish.
Halibut, that's a whitefish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a bottom feeder fish. Halibut's really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of people eat it.
Now-
I don't know if I've ever had halibut.
Basing on the other two Alaskan things I know, the one I only learned from the show, Alaskan implies snow or white or semen.
cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Or in the case of the Alaskan pipeline, cold.
Yes.
But it is also semen.
Right.
And by the
Semen
way,
in the
that's
breast.
got to be a lot of cum to
Oh, is
fill up
it?
a whole condom, right?
Is it? I thought that I just,
Average.
Fuck off.
you know,
Thought it was pretty normal.
You and Jose, man.
I'm just normally whenever I
Spreading
go.
rumors. There you
Never
go.
mind. Okay.
Well, no, it's like y'all do the same type of shit sometimes.
You're welcome.
Okay, so it's an Alaskan halibut.
Grandma.
Thank you.
Like, does it have anything to do with the butt?
Bend over and I'll show you.
Oh, I know that line.
Okay, Alaskan.
I'm so red.
Trademark.
I can't think of for the life of me what a halibut could be.
Alaskan halibut is a sex move, just to clarify.
No.
Where you're swimming like an S.
No, it's pretty simple. You knock your bitch out with a fish, preferably an Alaskan halibut, and then you put it on your dick and you fuck her with it.
Fuck.
That's an Alaskan halibut, everybody.
Fuck.
That
We were close.
Those aren't small fish either,
That
right?
is Dirty Dictionary Super Bowl edition.
What happens if
Wait.
I get a blowjob from the fish more than from the
Can I add?
Oh, you must have had one from
It's a
my
great way to
ex-wife.
get your omega-3s. So I hear.
If it's okay,
Yeah.
Fish slapper.
I used to think of myself as well versed in Dirty Dictionary.
Yes.
Since it is
Today, you have proven him wrong.
true, but and every week, but I would like to add to the list. I happen to know an extra one,
Nice.
or I'm making one up now
Bonus.
Do it.
that is Super Bowl related.
Yes.
So it's called the Patriot Super Bowl. So
So is this like
Cheat on your girl?
yeah, so what you do is
two girls, one cup?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
you put on a Minutemen costume and then take a dump and ejaculate into a bowl and pie in the face to your girlfriend. Now, either I made that up just now,
Or it's something you've forgotten that you've heard before?
but I'm not saying which.
Oh.
Anyway, no.
He totally
I'm
stole
just-
that.
For later research.
I just thought like the Alaskan halibut. It was like so. It's like man, I can make shit like that up for days. Like oh, what about the Canadian? Have you heard about a Canadian moose? Oh, what's a Canadian moose?
You knock
It's
your
when
bitch
you
out
fuck
with
a
a
moose
moose.
in the ass.
You knock your bitch out and then you fuck a moose in front of her. It's
As he's ramming her with his antlers.
Like I got that for days. Like, have you ever heard of Oklahoma largemouth bass? What's that? Yeah, it's when you hit your grandma with a largemouth bass, and then you fuck her in the ass.
Oh my god. Now you would have to fuck her in the mouth because your grandma's got a large
yeah.
mouth.
Come on, man.
I
Be a
know.
little creative. Fuck.
I'm off my game. What can I say?
Oh.
I'd like to be on her game.
Well, you all have been listening to
Well, hers too.
Tits, the Idiots Talk Sports
You
Super
normally
Bowl edition.
you normally look at tits.
Celebrating 85
Normally.
years of Turkish
In this
Airlines.
case, you're listening to it,
You're listening to it today. You don't get to see them.
right?
This was our first day to go
Well,
on
we actually
Facebook
did.
Live. Yeah,
We
today
did show our tits.
We did. We're going to learn and actually have some battery power next week. We went for a good 2 hours live, so
And fuck, I had my charger that fits your phone, so we could have.
didn't know. I'll bring mine next week just in case, but it will be set up. It's all a learning curve.
And I was kind of like Nostradamus on that one today.
We
you.
prototyped today.
We did
To
prototype
put it
today.
in terms I work with.
We got more than half of the show on there, right? So.
That's right. So obviously you're listening to us right now on a platform of YouTube and or Anchor. But just note each week we're now going to be also going live on Facebook Live. If you actually want to see our ugly mugs on film, then I guess that's an option. And we'll be experimenting with going on different platforms other than that in the future as well. So
the more you guys
we're kind of moving in
listen
that
and watch.
direction. Yeah, we're moving into cool territory,
You're just
and
gonna inspire us more.
that's only because of people that listen and that enjoy and are
And viewers like you.
right, and because of our great sponsor Whiskey Dicks,
And
your men's health
and
solution,
Tuesday.
and on a Tuesday. So we want to thank everybody for listening. You all have a great week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the halftime show, and hopefully the commercials are good. I'm usually pretty good at like taking digs at the commercials because they spent so much money on making or allowing them in the slot time. So I'm pretty critical of the commercials.
Oh yeah.
And
30 million a second or some shit.
but yeah, it's going to be a good time. You'll enjoy the Super Bowl. Make decent choices. I'd be hypocritical if I said make good choices right now.
Amen to that one.
But have a great week. Don't fling your body on a pool table. I'm just talking from experience. This has been Chance to Fuego, Drunk Tim, and Big Paul, and losing my voice, Jose.
Marlon Brando.
Jose.
Mexican Brando.
And you've been listening to Teds. Thank you so much. You all have a great week.
Have you ever felt like shutting the fuck up?
Well, I'm out, man.